Yeah, but like it was still crazy though.
It was crazy. The audience has no idea. You're gonna cut that out. It's fine.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
All right,
Beautiful.
so we should
There's
just get
no
into
editing on
that
these
then.
videos. Yeah, we should. There's no
There's
editing on these videos.
there's 1% editing, and that's just trying to make it come in and go out at a good point.
That's
Um,
a good thing.
uh,
Was
I
it
forgot the name of
Untitled
it.
Unfocused? Hey,
Yeah,
let's go.
Until Unfocused, talking about a bunch of stuff. Find it different
Yo, he's
places.
untitled. I'm unfocused. It's perfect.
Is that what we're going with?
No.
I, I didn't do name tags, but if I did, it'd be funny if I changed them for this for this episode. You know. Um. So yeah, we can start off with talking about. I already forgot the name of the movie. What is it?
I want to eat your pancreas.
Yeah, I want to eat your pancreas.
That's
So
the dub name. I don't know what the Japanese name is.
yeah, it's something. I have it on the thing, but it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
So yeah, so spoilers for that. Just
But
skip this. You know.
pom 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 pom. Also, my camera. I watched segments of the last episode, dude. My camera is like off the charts bad.
Well, no,
In
it's
my personal opinion.
well. I mean.
That's just my orientation, though. It's just how I hold my laptop. Is what I feel.
Oh, okay, okay,
Mhm. Has nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you're doing fine. It's just me. I watched the
okay,
last episode,
sure.
so I'm trying to like keep a better track of it.
How much did you watch?
I like skim through it just to see my camera placement. It
Okay,
really,
yeah,
it really bothers because I know I'm like shifting, like dude,
yeah. It is what it is, you know.
That's the nature of the life, that of the
Yeah.
setup. Yeah.
Um, Last episode, I remembered I started putting time codes in.
Ooh, that's nice.
Dude, so this is a tangent, right? Have you watched any YouTube videos recently
I
that
have watched
have
YouTube videos.
that's good.
Mhm.
Um, YouTube has this new feature that they started. They started like a couple months ago, and if you put time codes in your description, the time codes will show up on the video itself.
Oh,
Like,
really?
on the little, like, time bar or I don't know what you're talking I don't know what you
Is
call
that
it.
just for the creator? Or is that also for like other people who view it?
Everyone.
Really?
Yeah, because I was watching a YouTube video, like, a week ago, and, like, the, like, timeline or whatever was, like, chopped up into, like,
Mhm.
sections, and I was like, "What's going on?" And I hovered over it, and it showed, like, whatever they were talking about at the moment because
Mhm.
they had put time codes in their description. And I was like, "That's cool." And then I found out that it wasn't just for, like, the, uh, you know, most
Bigger.
popular people. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
everyone
yeah.
has it. Okay.
Yeah, as long as you
Nice.
put
That's
time
nice.
codes in. And I was like, "Why aren't people making a big deal out of this? This is crazy. It's a crazy feature."
I mean, I use YouTube Mobile, and I know they put the comment section above the recommended videos. That is such a
Yes.
better idea.
Yeah, so I saw that on, like, people were posting on, like, Reddit and Twitter and stuff, but
That's so
I
much better, actually.
yeah. Yeah, it's
For
cool.
someone who like runs a channel, it's better because you see the comments right there. You don't have to go
Mhm.
all the way through recommended. The comments are right there.
Which I feel like most of the time, people don't look at the recommended section. I feel like most of the time when you go on YouTube, you're looking for something, you're not just
Mhm.
perusing perusing the entire site.
So
You know what I
sometimes I
mean?
do purpose. Like I mean, like I'll hit you with this. Like this is me personally. I don't know about other people. I like to watch like movie video essays a lot.
Okay. Yeah.
So like
Yeah, I get that.
I watch like the same ones. Like now you see it. Let me go through my list of YouTubers. I really can't pull up the names right now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Uh, but like there's like a list of them. Like 4 or 5 of them all the time. But like they barely pump out videos that often. Like just or whatever. Uh, a lot of like movie video essay guys. So I like to see them in recommended. Like if they have like other people doing it, I'll check them out and see if they're nice and I like them.
Mhm.
Because like I don't know, one thing I like is like people breaking down a movie, like a specific scene or like the entire theme of a movie, and they go through it. It's always a nice thing to see and like that's really cool that they thought about that while you're seeing like because they're breaking up directing and all that. Like
Yeah.
this story element goes down this way, it goes to the ladder. It's pretty cool. I like it. I don't know.
Do you know the subreddit, movie details or whatever?
It's garbage.
Yeah. Most of the time, it's, like, really obvious stuff,
And
you know what I mean? Or it's just,
then
like,
like
lies.
and then every once in a while you get that gem that's like, oof,
Yeah.
that
Like, "Oh,
spicy
man,
nugget.
yeah. Didn't know that. That's cool."
Cool, yeah. but most of it is garbage. It's like
Yeah.
awful.
So the Pancreas movie, right?
Yeah, man.
Um, I I don't know where to start.
Okay, well, comparing this to like A Silent Voice, what do you think of it in
Oh, sure,
comparison?
yeah.
I think we both consider Silent Voice to be one of the better anime movies that we've seen recently.
Y I mean, a Silent Voice for me, taking Ghibli out of the equation, it's probably my favorite anime movie.
So good.
So, yeah.
Has a lot
I
going for it,
mean,
and yeah, it's just
no,
good.
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I do recommend you read the manga just so we can actually bring that up on here
Yeah, yeah,
eventually.
added it to
Mhm.
whatever. So, yeah, I'll
Because like
definitely read it.
that little subplot and then actually has an ending that's a cohesive ending. Maybe not like a really good ending, but it has a cohesive ending. I
Mhm,
do like the movie ending a lot though because it leaves it open about what's
mhm.
happening. But the manga has an actual ending, so I'm not sure. So maybe you'd be like, check that out. That's about it.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I mean, comparing it, I think they're definitely similar in a lot of ways. They definitely, make you care about the characters, I feel like, in very specific ways. And, I talked to you a little bit about before, but, like, them making you care about these relationships in such a short amount of time is really impressive for both movies, and then both movies have tragedies. I don't think I mean, spoilers for Silent Voice as well, obviously. Uh, the deaf girl doesn't die at the end, right?
No, no,
She,
no.
like she, like, attempts to,
Yeah, she
but
attempts
she
suicide, but she stopped, and then the boy falls.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
gets in the
and it
hospital real quick,
yeah,
and then the mom finds out everything, what's
mhm,
happening. But he gets out. He's okay. You know, everyone's fine.
yeah, a big happy ending for that one. Not a happy ending for this movie, though, I don't think. Well, I
It's
mean,
it does end on a happy note, on
yeah,
the on the positive note that it could end on.
yeah, yeah, I like that those 2, I don't remember the main character's name.
His name is Haruki.
Harukiya and Kyoko do eventually become friends. It took a year, but they do eventually become friends for Sakura, which is nice.
Mhm,
Um, they we the we there was the little bit at the end, right, where they're leaving the grave, and they're
mhm,
going back to Sakura's house, I assume, to continue, paying their respects for, 1-year anniversary or whatever.
mhm.
Um, a I think it was a cherry blossom petal, right? Because
Yeah,
that was the whole thing with, like, their names too.
yeah.
It's like her
Sakura's the cherry blossom. He's the spring tree.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So it's like
which was cool because they also had that, train scene where she was like, "Tell me your first name," but then we don't hear it.
legitimately, that's the crazy part of the movie. You don't hear his name until he says his name's Haruki to Kyoko,
Yeah, yeah.
or until like he says his name's Haruki, like to like his mom or whatever in the
Oh,
flashback
yeah.
scene.
Yep,
Like
yeah, yeah,
until like you get there, they don't. He doesn't know. You don't know his name. He is anonymous the entire time, and
yeah.
she's okay with it. She's responding that same way, and they bring it up in the film, and I think it's wonderful.
Which is great. I think one of the best scenes in the film is when he's reading her diary,
Mhm,
after the fact, of course, and she, I guess dead her, she has a line where she says that we're like yin and yang, which I thought like,
mhm,
yes, that's perfect because
mhm,
she was talking about how, like, there was a second where I thought I was in love with you,
mhm,
but our relationship isn't that. It's, like, bigger than that, you know what I mean?
mhm.
And
Like it's
and
not
and
just
I
love. It's not like you can't say they love each other. They just needed each other. Is what they did.
yeah,
Mhm,
yeah,
mhm,
and if that was that was very easy to see very early on, that she was going to change him because, his whole thing, of course, is he just, like, shuts everyone off. He, like, refuses to have any any form of any relationship except for with his, family, right?
mhm,
And as it was going on, especially, I think the where it started off was when they were in the hotel,
mhm.
and he was actually, uh, responding and actually sharing some stuff about himself, and I thought that was nice.
And like I think the hotel's like a big shift too because this is when he realized, oh, she's not lying. This is real. He sees her medications, like how much
Yeah,
pills she's popped and everything. Like he
mhm,
sees everything there, and he's like, this is real. She's actually dying. like he's going along with it. He's like, he's like, whatever she said, all right,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
fun. Like,
Because
the reality hits him then.
he asks her multiple times throughout the movie
Hmm.
because, yeah, you can tell that he has a little bit of doubt of, like, "Is this real, or are you just saying this for, I don't know, maybe, like, attention or to ruin my life, I guess?" But,
Hmm.
yeah, it's totally true. And, yeah, that seeing her medication and stuff, I was confused at first. I didn't know if that was the medicine that she was taking, and yeah, exactly like you said, there was, uh, you know, proving that she's actually sick. But I also thought maybe it was, like, she's using that to self-medicate because she's very sad, very
Hmm.
depressed maybe, because at that point she was on the bed, and she had a very serious question of, like, um, she said something like, "What would you do if I told you that I it, like, hurts to live," or something like that, I forget what she
Hmm.
said, but it was very serious, and the entire scene shifted from very bubbly and, because there was just the dare that he accepted to carry her to the bed, so I was like, "Oh, it's still funny, it's still lighthearted," and then it shifted after that question, so but yeah, I
I think the
guess it
question
was
is,
just
what would happen? What would you say if I said I was scared to die or something like
yeah,
that?
scared to die, yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, because exactly, up until that point, she hasn't shown I don't know, she's very happy all the time, and it's very easy to do that when you're when you're alongside this guy who just very monotone the whole time, you know, always refuses to go eat with you and then accepts afterwards, but still, you know?
Mhm. Don't mind me. I'm just opening up the doc.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just trying to think of more of the movie. Let's see. And, uh, another probably one of the more powerful scenes was when he asked to meet Kyoko in the diner or the cafe. And
Yep.
he eventually told her, like, "Hey, this is what was going on." And she refused to believe him, like 4 times. She was like, "No."
Mm.
She would've told me, I'm her best friend, like, I would've known, I would be able to pick it up. But then he showed her the diary, and even after that, she still thought, "This is a joke, this is," she was completely in denial, like, the 5
And
stages
then
of
it hit,
grief.
and then it
Yeah,
hits her,
yeah.
and then she's like, "Okay." But he's like, "Why didn't you tell me?
Yeah,
You're an idiot."
I was very upset with her in that moment because I was like,
But to be fair though, it was her wish, but she doesn't know that though.
yeah, exactly, it's
Mhm. Mhm.
she's not in the wrong at all,
Mhm.
but it was still yeah, it was still
Mhm.
Sakura's wish to not tell anyone.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, because she was like, "Oh, if I knew, I would've, stopped going to
Clubs,
the
hung out with
yeah,
her more.
clubs. I would've
Yeah.
quit school." She said she would quit school, and while I understand she's a best friend, she would want to, help her and be with her in her final
Mhm.
hours. Um, like you said, that's not at all what Sakura would want. If you
Mhm.
did that, Sakura would've been like, "No, you're ruining your life to be with me, like, it doesn't make sense." And then, her spending time with her or whatever, we find out later that her time was cut in half. It was cut from 2 years to 1 year
Mhm.
because she wrote that in her diary or whatever, and that was,
Yeah.
like, the bad news
That
from
that was
her
just, it
being
was
in the
just one line.
hospital.
It was just one line.
Yeah.
Lifespan was cut in half.
I was like, "Oh, man."
That was the only line that day in the diary. That's deep though. It's
Mhm.
deep when you see just that one line. Nothing else. That's all that mattered on that day.
She died right before he got to read the book too, which was really sad 'cause it, like, pans over to his bookshelf, and the last book there is The Little Prince, which is, the one that,
Mhm.
she lent
He was
him,
gonna
and I was like,
return. Yeah.
didn't get to read it." And then she also didn't warn
Mhm.
him before she died, which was a promise that she made him. I mean, she obviously couldn't, but, another
Mhm.
sad moment.
Yeah, something I did bring up that I'm bringing up now because we talked about it before we started was that they hint at the stabbing way earlier than anything else they do.
Mhm,
Stabbing is shown literally on the news when he comes home or when she goes home. It's on the
mhm.
news immediately. They talk then when they're on the trip, they talk about it. They say, "Hey, you heard about the stabbings recently?
Oh,
It's
yeah, I remember
crazy."
that. Yeah,
I think they bring it up one more time and then she gets stabbed.
yeah. Dude, that that was crazy. I remember watching it, right? And okay, so I remember watching it, and, right, because that was the whole thing where he was gonna meet her, right, because she was being discharged that day.
Mhm.
and it was like, "Oh, man, I'm being discharged at noon. Meet me, we'll go do whatever," right?
Mhm.
Uh, and then he was waiting in the cafe, and that was also a really nice return too when he texted her, "I wanna eat your pancreas,"
Mhm.
which is obviously the title of the movie, but it was a reference back to the beginning where she was like, "Oh, back in old times, if one of your body parts hurt, you would eat someone else's, and that was supposed to, like, heal you, I guess," and, like, her pancreas
Mhm.
obviously is, what her why she's terminally ill, right? So that was really nice. Um, but then, yeah, and then he was staying there hours. It was nighttime. We saw the sun rise and set, and it was like, "Man, I don't think she's coming." And then he went back, and
Like,
then,
she
yeah, he's
obviously wouldn't flake on you, my dude.
yeah, yeah, exactly, right? There's
Unless
no way.
Kyoko caught her first, and then that's like but she
Yeah,
would have
yeah.
let him know though. She'd have been like,
Yeah, yeah.
"Hey, Kyoko got me."
We're in the modern age, we have technology. We could have
Mhm.
easily been like, "Hey, sorry, not today," right?
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, he went home and then he was just, like, eating cereal or something.
And it's on the
And
news.
yeah, it's on the news, and it was like, local high school girl, uh, has been stabbed and she's found dead, and then it just showed a picture of her face, and I was like, "What? What?" Well, and then he stood up, and then I didn't stand up in real life, but I, like, sat up, and I was like, "What is going on?"
You straighten yourself, you're like, this got real."
Yeah, cause like, again, it was very much like the hotel scene, but, like, times 10, but it was
Mhm.
just, like, very happy, and then all of a sudden, it takes a turn, very sad, and this is the same way where it was like, "Oh, it sucks that she didn't make it, but,
Mhm.
maybe something bad happened." Maybe it was just, like you said, Kyoko got to her, maybe
Mhm.
she, you know,
Or maybe she
collapsed.
had to go back in the hospital
Yeah, yeah,
just to
yeah, and it was
respond,
like,
you
"Oh,
know?
you're
Like a
actually not."
classic trope is like, "Oh, I was getting discharged, but it got worse, so I'm staying here." She can't
Yeah.
respond.
Yeah, and then and
Mhm.
then, maybe even she was too embarrassed or she was too upset with herself that she didn't
Mhm.
wanna say, "Hey, turns out this thing happened," you
Yeah.
know?
It takes
Yeah,
the
you
classic trope and is like, "Nope."
yeah.
How about we just take that down, just turn it a bit, you know? Just
So how what she just got stabbed to death? It was just randomly, it wasn't targeted, it wasn't like, "I hate high schoolers," or anything like
it's
that.
a
No,
serial
it just
stabbing that's
happened.
on the list.
Yeah,
Serial stabbing, dude.
crazy. Nuts. The, um going back to when she was reading the diary, right?
Mhm.
That scene, very weird, very odd. 'Cause, it's supposed to be like it was supposed to be like a dream, but it was like,
Like, try
her
rewatching
imagining
that stream
everything.
when, like, she's, like, looking at the tree and realizing that's actually supposed to be him,
Yeah?
the tiny tree,
Okay. Why?
'cause it's better.
Oh, yeah, it's better now. It's growing
Mhm.
because of her. Yeah.
Well, no, 'cause, like, he's the spring tree, so he's growing.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay, I understand that now.
Mhm. It's like when she's, like, touching the tree and looking at it, that's supposed to be him.
Okay, that's cool.
It's a little big brain, obviously. You it's like this is what the second rewatch did to me when I was going back
Yeah.
to it.
No, I mean, it definitely, I didn't understand the importance at the
Mhm.
time, but yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it makes sense that it would be important because, yeah, she kept looking at it and it kept being in the shot, and I was like, "It's a tree. There's
Mhm.
something there," you know? Uh, I like when he finally accepted the gum from the one classmate.
That
That was
was the
cool.
big sign of growth where, like, he talks about it and he's like, "She changed me." Like, right before, like, her death, he was like, "She changed me. This is good. Like, I'm more
Yeah.
open now. I'm like," he
Mm.
realized that she had a good effect on him and he had a good effect on her. He realized it wasn't just a one-way relationship, it had both paths to it
Yeah.
at that point. So I thought it was nice. I mean, and,
Yeah, that was nice. Dude, I remember okay. So, when she got stabbed, right?
mhm,
It's still just really funny to me, 'cause it's so crazy. I remember watching that, right? And, yeah, I was like, "Oh my god, what just happened?" I remember, like, moving my mouse and being like, "There's, like, 30 minutes left in the movie. What is what is gonna happen next?"
I did that my first time. I'm like, "What do you mean she got stabbed?" I checked and I was like, "There's 30 minutes, dude." I'm
Yeah.
like, "What is 30 minutes gonna be on?"
Yeah, dude, I don't know, it's crazy.
So good,
Um,
so good.
yeah, there was some, like, I don't know, it was a touching cap at the end, which I was gonna get to, but I forgot. Um, when they were leaving the graveyard, gravestone, whatever, at the end,
Mhm,
the, like, cherry blossom petal flies past him and, like, flies on her grave, and he looks back. I just thought that was nice, and then
Because
more,
like you're supposed to think like, hey,
metaphors and
that's her.
stuff. Yeah. Yeah, like, "Oh, she's here." I think he even
Mhm,
said something or thought something, like, "Oh,
mhm,
she's here, she's watching us," or whatever.
mhm.
That was nice.
Next week we do weathering with you to follow up with this
Yeah, we could.
because like we did your name a while ago. Your name was great
Your name was
for
good,
different
yeah.
reasons. So
Your name was
weathering
good.
with you, the same guy who made your name made weathering with you. You go through that one. That one's an adventure.
I'll
I
say
haven't seen it either. So if we do that one, it's gonna be fresh for both.
oh, yeah, I haven't seen it. I'll say, though, your name, unintentionally funnier than this movie.
Your name is ironically funny all the time though. Well, I think like a part of your name is that it has humor to break it though. Like it has humor on purpose, and then it has humor that's not on purpose. Like I think we think when both me and you think of when she falls to the ground, maybe
Yeah.
it's one of the funniest scenes of all time, dude.
Yeah.
And then she looks at her hand, and that's the second L right there.
Because, like okay, so
We already talked about this on the
spoilers
last episode again.
yeah,
This is
but
like
I wanna talk about it
continuing
again
off,
because
talking
it's
about it
funny.
again because it's so good.
Because it's funny. So, like, slight spoilers for your name, but, like, out of
We've
context,
already
it doesn't
spoiled
make
it
sense.
another episode, so this is just
Yeah.
the
So she
first time
falls
viewers.
yeah, because, like, she, like, trying to contact this guy, right? And the only way to contact each other somehow was to write well,
So they can
yeah,
remember each other really.
yeah. Um, she was like, "Hey, we're gonna write each other's name on their hand so that we'll remember," right? Because it's 'cause once you get farther away, the whole
Mhm,
time thing, I don't wanna get into to all of it, but yeah, and then she's running, she's like, "Oh my god, it's crazy. I gotta help," because then there's the whole, like, they're gonna bomb the town or something. I don't remember exactly what happens, but,
mhm.
um and then she falls because she's running, and it's like, "Oh, feels bad," it sucks, I think she was wearing,
It's one of the hardest falls of all time.
yeah, yeah, she, like, hit her knees, her head hit the thing, what I don't know, and so I was like, "Oh, that sucks," and then she opened her hand, and it didn't say his name, it said, "I love you," which was, stepping aside for a second, it's very nice, it's, I guess an impactful moment because that was something that they should have already, figured out from the previous scene of them on the mountain
Mhm.
or whatever. But it was very touching that he would do that with his time, although it doesn't help the current situation because now I don't know what your name is, that's the whole point, it's the name of the movie, don't you know what movie you're in? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it doesn't help.
And then going back again, when the original scene where they're writing the names, when
Mhm.
it's her turn to write, dude, she gets a line and the pen drops,
Yeah. Yep.
and he's like, "Well, that's it." Can you imagine
Like
in that moment he's like, "I screwed up," in his
yeah.
head.
Yeah.
He's like, "I didn't write my name."
There's one thing I was supposed to remember, I didn't do it.
He's like, he's like, "I got enough time. She'll write her name, and I got it, dude." He
Yeah.
didn't bank on it failing.
The one thing he couldn't predict. Uh, is Weathering You original, or does it have
Yeah,
like
it's
a source?
OC. That guy just does his original works, dude.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Mhm.
I always find that impressive when anime studios make original stuff. They don't go off of, like, a light novel or anything.
I don't know if Pancreas is original or not. I don't think it is.
It's not. No, it's
Okay.
not. I remember looking it up, a few days ago.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything else about the Pancreas movie.
I'll
Remember
say like
anything? Go ahead.
I was laughing at the scene too where he fell on the stairs. Just a bit. Because it brought back the feeling of her falling in your name.
When did he
Just
fall down
tripped
the
on the stairs.
stairs?
He was walking up to his room when he tripped after the stabbing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because he was sad and he fell and he was crying on the stairs. I'm like, "This is sad, but it's kinda funny." Yeah.
It's like I laughed because he fell, dude, and I'm like, yikes, dude. But like I was like it was sad. It's like he didn't expect this to go on. I mean, like
Mhm.
let's be honest. I felt more sad in the other scenes. Favorite thing about the movie, they open it with her already being dead. You already know she's dead, dude.
Yeah, 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 at the funeral, yeah.
Mhm. It's like she's gonna die, dude. But that's again the element of surprise. They're like, you thought she was gonna die from this? We got you guys. We got you so good, dude.
You thought.
We got you.
The old switcheroo.
All right.
Yeah, so good movie. What'd you give it, Ray? Do
I'm
you
gonna give it
remember?
like an 8, dude.
Give it an 8?
Mhm.
I gave it a 10. I liked it a lot.
I mean, hey man, we have our different opinions. That's why we did. Like again, me with Devilman Crybaby. What do you give it?
7, I
Yeah,
think.
I gave it like a 10. So you see, like
Yeah,
again,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I just, yeah, it doesn't matter.
I think we both agreed
Um,
your name was like not your name. The Solid Voice. We both said 10 straight up.
yeah,
Like
ten. Yeah,
there was no hesitation. We were like 10.
instantly, dude.
Bro,
Although,
yeah.
I don't remember what I was gonna say. Your Name, I think I gave a 9.
I think I gave it a 9 or 8.
I feel like Your Name was just overhyped a little bit. I remember people talk about Your Name like it's like the greatest anime movie ever
I
existed.
think the problem for you is that you watched your name after Silent Voice
I did do that.
because they came
Yeah.
out. Your name came out first in the year, and a Silent Voice came out later in the year.
Mhm.
So like everyone was like, "Yo, your name's crazy good" because it just came out. I'm like, "All right, I'll watch it." Then I'll be like, Silent Voice just came out. I'll hit that too. And I'm like, "Why are people not talking about Silent Voice compared to your name?"
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That bugs me because Silent Voice is like really good.
I think it's because
You
your
know,
name has like better animation. It's more clean, I'd say.
dude.
And the cans.
Yeah, the can animation is insane. 10% of their budget went to those scenes.
Like
Crazy.
not to say like a Silent Voice doesn't. I think a Silent Voice has wonderful animation, and its art style
Yeah.
fits it perfectly.
Mhm. I just think they went overboard with the cans. Like they didn't have to. It honestly took me out of the movie. You know.
The cans of your name. I'll say
Yeah.
your name also has really good like long shots. Where they take like the scenic shots.
Yeah.
Like they take you the entire landscape. That has really good scenic shots. You're supposed to get the feel of it being bigger. So you're just like, oh, it's coming in. So like you got like a big scenic shot of everything.
They also show that one scene twice. The one where you look up and you see the shooting stars. They
They
show
do
it
it on purpose
twice.
though. They do
Yeah,
it on
I
purpose.
know.
The first time you're like, oh yeah, that's cool. The second time you're like, oh wait, no, it's not that cool.
Yeah. I had to get a pen.
I got
uh,
Wikipedia up just in case you were asking.
sure, sure. Go ahead, hit me with it.
Today's featured article is The Wolf, the
Okay.
Canis lupus.
You have
It's
any
not
interesting
it's nothing
facts?
special. It's nothing
All right.
really special. See what's interesting here. That could be fun.
Tell me how many different like types of wolves there are. Try find that.
Up to 38 subspecies have been recognized, including the
38?
domestic dog. But what are the actual species, though?
Are are dire wolves real?
I think they are, honestly, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Dire
either.
wolf. I'm Googling. It's an extinct species of dog. Well, obviously not, Canis, let's be honest. Uh, they existed about 9,500 years ago,
Oh wow. So yeah,
and it was the same size as modern gray wolves.
how big is a modern gray wolf? I don't really know how big wolves are, honestly. You know?
It's the size of a modern gray wolf. So let's see, measuring uh, 80 centimeters at
Ah,
shoulder height.
yes.
So that's 33 inches. So it's about 3 feet at shoulder height.
Okay.
But in length, it's about 63 inches. So that's about 5 feet,
Is that like adding the tail or whatever?
including tail. Yeah. So five
Okay.
feet from, I guess, nose to tail. But then, like, from feet all the way up to shoulder height, it's like 3 feet. That's kind of pretty impressive, honestly. Not gonna lie.
What's the point of dogs who have really short tails?
I don't know.
Because, like, tails, from what I understand, are for balance. So,
Do they not
like
need balance?
yeah. But, like, if they don't need balance, why do they have any tail at all?
I mean, we
What's the
have
point?
tailbones too.
Yeah, but it's not visible.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I
Also,
mean,
our
like
tailbones are, like, curved weirdly, like, they're curved the other way.
yeah, yeah. Uh, but, like, Rottweilers have, like, little nubs. What's the point? You know? Pick a side.
Maybe.
You can't sit on the
Just can't breathe it out. Feels bad.
that happened.
Apparently, according to
Oh,
research, I
no, we're
guess,
good.
they in theory, they have the strongest bite force out of any canine species, canis species, dire wolf.
Your video's not working on my end, Ray. I just want you to be aware.
Alright, let me close out Wikipedia.
Oh, you're good
Hello.
now. Yeah. I
Wikipedia
don't know
causes
why.
lag.
It froze. I don't know what's going on.
It's classic Wikipedia lag, dude. Takes up too much RAM.
So I just had a thought and I lost it. Um,
I should clear RAM up.
yeah, it's
You're
gone.
good.
Yeah, I don't know. It's over. It's gone. Just end the podcast now. You know what I mean? I don't I don't have the doc open, Ray. You want to pick the next thing?
We have Act Age is still on here. I don't know if that's something we can talk about. The latest chapter came out today. I don't know if
Yeah,
you got it.
I didn't read it
Mhm.
because if we were gonna talk about Act Age, I just thought it was too new. You know what I mean? So I didn't read
Too
it.
new.
Yeah.
Too new. Act Age just came out today, so I mean it's fine. But I caught back up. I don't
Okay.
know if I caught back up.
So let's talk about Act Age, right? So spoilers up to like 113, right? Because 114 came out today.
I think 115 came out today.
115. All right. So about there.
Doesn't
So
matter though. But the arc
yeah,
ended. This is starting a new arc, so it's fine.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
So
So this is like what is it? Princess Iron Van play arc and up
yeah.
to. So yeah.
Yes, 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 yes.
Mhm.
So last time we only talked up to the end of Death Island because that's where I was.
Mhm.
Okay. So obviously, two big arcs after that. Got the train thing, train
Train arc.
play,
Train arc.
and
Yeah.
then the Iron Fan. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, I don't know. I didn't talk about this because we didn't do it. I
Mhm.
didn't expect, you know, obviously as it was coming over the horizon, it was clear, but during the whole Death Island thing, wasn't expecting that this acting manga was gonna go into plays. You know,
Oh yeah.
I just didn't think of it. You know,
Like
plays are
even
obvious.
myself, I wasn't thinking plays. I was thinking this is gonna be like film and a bunch of stuff. You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe like TV, maybe
Yeah.
like right? But, it got into it, and it was really good, you know? I I think I texted this to you too, but I was like, Act Age is basically just every arc, they just introduce another best actor in the world for, uh, Yonagi to just, you know, learn off of or whatever. So,
Mhm.
like, for the train arc, we have, I don't remember his name, the, like, crazy guy. Crazy, method acting guy, you know?
Another crazy method actor, but he's a guy, and
Yeah.
he does like he's more into like his he has like more darker roles, I guess.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And, I mean, overall, he's just better at method acting than she is because, Yonagi can lose herself in a role, and then that will destroy whatever she's actually performing in,
Mhm.
while he doesn't. He's really good. You know, they even had the chart. I assume it was for us as much as it was for the in in-universe characters, but it was kind of comparing Yonagi, and saying, like, how deep her acting is, but she's not able to get out easily. And then we have, like, Chiyoko, who doesn't have inner inner feelings at all. She just the completely face value. She's really good at that. Then we have this new dude who goes deeper than Yonagi, but is able to come back up,
Mhm.
uh, which was a nice way of explaining it, you know? Uh, a a really good scene was when, she first went there, right? She first went to train with everyone. All the play people, and everyone didn't like her very much. They're like, she's clearly an amateur, which she is. She's done a movie, which hasn't come out yet,
And that's it.
and a commercial, which is just a commercial. It was just a little, like, soup thing, right?
Mhm.
And, So it's like, "Who's this? Why is she playing the lead? She sucks. She clearly not good." And then the one girl, don't remember her name either, she got the glasses though, and, she was like she took a chair and slammed the chair down in front of her and told Yonagi to act, act like you're on a train or whatever, and she did. She acted like she was on the train, but almost no one in there except for the method acting guy and the director understood her acting because it was so subtle. She, fell into the role as she always does, and it was just her sitting there and, like, looking off to the side, uh, and everyone was just like, "What are you doing? You're not acting. You're just sitting there. You're not doing anything. Like, we don't know what's happening." But the director called them out and was like, "No, she's not here right now. She's on a train." And she was even, like, moving a little bit
Yeah,
as
she's
if
like a
to
little
mimic.
like a little
Yeah,
waving a
yeah.
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, which is what your body would do if you're riding a train because it's not completely smooth.
Mhm.
You have a little bit of sway, right? Um, but I thought that was a really good way of expressing because he even says it, he's like, "Your acting is too good. People in the audience aren't gonna understand what you're doing." The same way 90% of the people in here didn't understand, and they're actors, you know?
Mhm.
And so that was kind of the whole point of this arc, I guess, is to make her more expressive. Which she does do, eventually, but it was really cool to be like, "You're really good at acting, but you're not good at, like, expressing what you're actually doing, you're just living it," which isn't acting, you know? Um,
Director dies. Mhm.
that does happen, yeah. That was another shock moment where he was like, "Yeah, I have cancer," or he has cancer, right? Is that what he said? I was like, "Oh, that'd be nice to know."
His last production was that play.
Yeah, and, like, he's, like, one of the most renowned, play directors or whatever, like, ever, right?
Mhm. At least, yeah, an acting job. Perfect, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm,
Um, yeah, it was nice though how they still went on too, because
mhm.
all of them were, like, breaking down. They're like, "We can't do this play," "He's not here."
But it's the
Uh,
perfect play to do, though.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. W which was, to that, it was the end scene of the play when the method acting guy, like, broke for, like, the I mean, it was the very first time that we saw, but probably the very first time that anyone saw, where he, like, was, like, ripped out of his character for a minute because of what was happening with the
It gotta be
director.
real. It gotta be real.
Yeah,
Mhm,
and then he had to rely on Yonagi to, like, bring him back, be like, "Hey, we're good." You know? If he was here, he wouldn't want you to,
mhm,
ruin the last 2 minutes of the play.
mhm,
I was really expecting him to pull it out in the end, you know?
mhm,
To be like, "Oh, man, I'm good." It was crazy, right? That was that was nuts. I was
mhm.
in the hospital, but he didn't. He he didn't. Yeah, with the same thing with him almost ruining the last 2 minutes of the play, that's what happened in the Iron Fan one, where Yonagi, it was almost the same thing, where she
She almost ruined it.
yeah,
Mhm,
well, she did ruin it, but then, Team B fixed it for her
mhm.
because, she, like, broke out of character, she started going through the motions, and then, Ogami, right? I think that's his name, he,
Yeah.
like, caught her fan, and it ended, right?
Mhm.
And, wasn't supposed to happen, and then Team B, Kuroyama, I think that's his name, Kuroyami, something like that, he was like, "Hey, can you please do this for me? Do the same thing that Team A did, because I think that's what the character would do." And, they did, and so everyone was like, "Man, that was planned, I guess, because both teams did it, you know?"
It's crazy, though. Like, Team B, you pull it back the same method actor, you pull back, her rival, and
Who?
that was Team B for the
Oh,
play.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, they really stacked the deck, they really stacked both teams.
And they picked her own mans against to direct it.
Yes, oh, that was crazy.
Like, who's gonna
We
direct it? Your mans?
yeah, yeah, yeah. because he was, the, like, top dude who, like, is, like, weird and he's trying to, whatever. He was like, "Okay, team B, here's your meeting." And they're like, "We don't know who the director is, we also don't know," and then you open the door and it's him. It's like, this guy's a savage. He really he pitted. Oh, man, it was great. It was awesome.
He's like, "How are you gonna beat team A?" He plays to win though. That's the
He
savage. He's like, "I
does,
don't care."
yeah,
He's
yeah,
like, "Yeah, that's the person I want to use." Yes. He's like, "But
yeah,
I gotta win."
and then he knows that Kuriyama will do that because even he talks to Yonagi afterwards, and he's like, "Listen, you're my actor, right? Like, I took you under my wing and stuff,
Mhm.
but I'm making Team B win,
Like,
and I
"This
don't
is my
care."
team. I'm directing, and I'm directing
Yeah,
to do the best they
yeah.
can."
Um, Probably the craziest thing in that whole arc for me was when, their director, the lady director,
Mhm,
it it was very telegraphed
mhm,
throughout the whole thing up until the actual night of the play, but she's like, "Hey, I was with your father, uh, the the day of your mother's funeral," right?
mhm.
And that just unhinges Yonagi,
Plan, plan.
yeah,
That's what
yeah,
it is.
of course, because, like, last chapter or whatever, she was like, "I I have a little trick, and I'm gonna make her push her limits," right? And they're like, "What's the trick? We don't know what it is." And that was it. And she
Trick
was
was like, "Hey, I knew your father, and he was hanging out with me and not your mother, and that's
yeah,
crazy."
yeah. And then we get, like, some flashbacks at some point with her kinda realizing that, like, with this new information, some things make sense in her past, you know?
Mhm. And, like,
And
there's
then
also the fact as well, sorry to interrupt you,
no, you're good.
where, like, they both, Yonagi as well as the director, are both Princess Iron fan in that single moment. They both
Yeah.
feel that way.
Mhm. Yeah, because that was, like I mean, the director this whole scenario was, like, her inspiration for this
Mhm,
play, wasn't it?
mhm.
I mean, it was built
For
on other stuff too,
Yeah,
we
for
learn more
picking the
about
play, yeah. Mhm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We learn more about her act or not her acting, her painting
Her art,
past. Yeah, yeah, her art.
her desire for flames.
Yeah, yeah, because
Mhm,
she would always paint stuff, it was never right, and then, like, her friend or maybe her mentor or something was like, "Well, what do you wanna do to these paintings? What isn't perfect about them?" And she was like, "I just wanna burn all of them. I just wanna burn them." And he was like, "So then do it." And it's like a Jimmy Neutron brain blast for her, right?
mhm, mhm.
Because then she just started painting flames everywhere, and that made her happy, for the time being.
"This is something I could do. I could do flames."
Yeah, yeah,
They just
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, and then, yeah, this whole thing was like her magnum opus, right? She was like,
She
this
had,
is
like,
it,
this a great sculpture of a flame. That was,
dude, it
like, the
was
best
so
route.
good. Yeah, it was so good. Uh, I like, weird, but I liked when Yonagi met her on the mountain,
Mhm,
and a very weird introduction. She was like, "Who are you?" I was like, "Oh, I have this. I'm the director." And she, like, taught her magic, which was interesting. She was, like, moving wind and fire and stuff, uh, but I guess that was to help her stand up against Ogami,
mhm.
right? Because he just has a presence, he takes everything. He's not even, like, a good actor, really.
It's just that when he enters a scene, though, you know he's in the scene.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, he has enough, like, I guess, like, draw for the camera that, like, he just gets all the attention, really.
yeah. And then, off of that, we learn that, Chiyoko has been chasing him.
Mhm,
You know, she has been wanting to be him. That's kinda what they
mhm.
modeled her after, the whole STARS agency.
Yeah, where she's supposed to be the female version of him.
Mhm.
Where, like, every scene she's in, she's supposed to take the most attention, get the most.
Which the only person to stop her from doing that is Yonagi in the Death Island movie.
And Yonagi also stopped him as well in the play.
Yes, dude, just completely suppressed his presence, the whole time, which was which was really cool, uh, how that play turned out because it obviously didn't go as planned, it didn't go as written, I
Mhm.
guess, but, like
For anyone, it went well for no one.
yeah.
Turns out, A team,
Yeah,
it went wrong in every way possible.
every single way, yeah. Because, like, he's supposed to be the hero, so he's supposed to be the one to have all the attention, but
Mhm,
yeah, exactly like you said, she keeps stealing it from him, and they're, like, battling energies
mhm,
where whenever she is kind of in charge, the entire theater is just, like, scared and afraid and everything, and then when he's in charge, which is very little and it only really happens in the beginning, uh, they're, like, calm and they're like, "Okay, everything's gonna be fine."
mhm.
But then, as she takes more and more charge and she takes just sucks the air out of the place, it's, like, really uneasy and, like, people are, like, afraid to continue watching the play. Um,
Team B finds that balance though. They're like, "We can use this to our
yep,
advantage." Chiyoko, they use her specifically as like, "Your beauty can be a weapon here.
mhm,
We can just have it weaponized for this moment."
yeah. I
It's
mean,
like when she's not showing the face, that's anger. When she shows the face, she's
yep,
okay. And that was a
yeah,
really I guess that was a really good way of showing it. It's like,
yeah, 'cause, Kuriyama had the idea I mean, even from the very beginning, as the play started, they started it with no lights on,
and
and
she's
it was
just
just
walking with her
voice.
fan.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and then, yeah, she was covering her face, and it was like an angel and a demon type thing, that's what they were trying to do. Um, our method acting boy was really good at what he was doing.
He was going
He
for a more
actually
slippery Monkey King. So like
yes,
not
yeah,
not like as like upfront as the other actor, but instead like slinking on the side,
mhm,
watching everything as it goes on.
yeah, I mean,
More
there
like a
was
thief
points
than like a
yes,
hero coming in.
yeah, which, him with his method acting thing, he probably spent time with monkeys. We didn't
Yeah,
we didn't see it, but he
but you can
probably
assume
did.
if he
Yeah,
didn't spend time with monkeys, he was watching videos, dude.
yeah,
He had it down.
but
And
yeah
they're
no,
both
go ahead.
correct though. That's the weird thing. They're both correct ways to show
Mhm,
that story. The Monkey King is both a hero as well as a thief or a scoundrel, or so in like in any of the folk tales and fairy and like mythology, that's what he is. He's both.
mhm.
So
Dude, when Ogami didn't switch characters, because that's the whole thing, right? Where he him and the method acting boy, they play both the Monkey King and the Ox King, right?
yeah.
And they're supposed to be 2 very distinct characters,
Mhm,
uh, because that's the whole way that he, like, tricks,
mhm,
the princess, right?
mhm.
When he refused to switch, I was like, "That's it. They lost."
Turns
Because
out though, it's okay.
yeah, yeah, it obviously
Because
turned
because
out
because of his presence
fine.
though. But that's like honestly it.
Yeah. And
If he
then with
wasn't that
what
type of actor,
mhm,
that's it.
with what Yonagi was doing, it kind of again, they completely changed the play, but, yeah, when he didn't switch and he refused and he just powered through, it was I don't know. I just it it was kinda like, I forgot the name, the Pancreas movie, right? Where it was like it was clearly building up to something and they kind of, uh change your expectations. Where I feel like in that moment, it was building up to, okay, he's finally gonna change. He was already starting to change throughout the play where he was actually using his own techniques. He was like stomping the floor to try to get attention back, which is something he never does because he never has to.
Mhm,
So I feel like he was doing little things and they were clearly pointing it out to try to tell us, hey, in the end, he will change. He
mhm.
will play a more sensitive uh, you know, a more actually playing the Oxygen character. But then he didn't, and I was like, "Man, that's weird. I don't know how that's gonna go?"
The play still did fine, just not as good as it could have been.
It did, yeah. And then we always have that touchstone with the little girl in the audience,
Oh yeah. It's
and
like
it just
always
keeps
looking at
cutting
the
back
little
to
girl.
her.
Just looking
Yeah.
at the little girl because like they like that was the tip. It's like listen, little girl in the audience, look at her if you want to see what's happening in this play.
Mhm.
She will
Yeah.
show you what's happening.
I mean, I think even Kuriyama was like, "Kids are innocent. They are very honest." If you yeah,
Mhm,
if you look at her, you'll know exactly what the whole room is feeling because she's not hiding it, you know?
mhm.
And I thought it was very nice, at the end, of course, this whole thing is a contest. Whoever wins, I don't remember the prize. Was
I don't
was there
remember
a
the prize.
prize?
It
It
was
was
just
just
like
like
who's
who
better,
wins?
just
Yeah,
a
yeah,
just a
who's better,
contest.
yeah. And that was another thing, quick tangent, when Yonagi faltered, and then she was just
Mhm.
going through the motions to the last minute, we cut to Chiyoko watching it, and she was outraged. She was like,
How could
"No,
you do this to your acting?
yes, yes, because this is supposed to be a competition, exactly like you said,
Mhm,
and if you're not giving it 100% all the way through, then there's no point in me battling you because whether I win or lose it it won't count, you know?"
mhm,
Uh, but yeah, it was very nice at the end when, the whole competition or whatever, and you're watching it, we cut to the little girl, and she's like, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I watched both of them, like, 17 times, I think she says, and I don't know
mhm,
which one's better. Team A has this, team B has this, and I thought that was nice with her 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 little kid brain trying to, uh, piece together her feelings on on these 2 just monstrosities of
mhm.
of the interpretations of these plays, you know? And it's probably what everyone else was feeling too. But I do like and it was probably right after that, where I think it was at Stars maybe? Because yeah, I guess it was probably at Stars, where there's, like, no tension built up for who wins. We get, boxes panels, that's the word. We get panels with the people talking, and we get them after the conversation of who won, and it's like, "Oh,
Mhm,
yeah, it's it's not a surprise that our top actor, Chiyoko," which they don't say Chiyoko, but they're just like, "Our top stars actor beat out, this amateur." And I was like, "Oh,
mhm.
we didn't have a scene where they're at a very long table in a conference room, and they're like, "Oh, here's the numbers, these did this did that." You know, th
It's like, okay, you already know it's either one team won or one team lost. You don't have to
Yeah,
watch panels
yeah,
about
yeah,
people arguing about it.
mhm,
It's like this is what happened.
yeah, yeah, it was nice. It was another thing where, um have you seen Guardians of the Galaxy, Ray?
Of course,
Have you seen Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
of course.
Yeah, I don't remember where I was going with that. Those are just questions. Um, yeah, where was I going with that? And he took the thing. I think there was a scene in one of those movies where nope, no, it wasn't that. Have you seen Fast and Furious 5?
Maybe.
This is a real question.
I'm
Okay,
not sure.
so,
I don't remember if I
um,
have or not.
it's spoilers, I guess, for it. It's not a real spoiler. Again, out of context, it makes no sense. The gang, our lovely group of protagonists in Fast
Diesel.
5. Yep, Vin Diesel is definitely one of them. Um,
Is The Rock in this one or no?
yes, this is one he's introduced in. He's not
Okay.
a good guy in this one though.
Okay.
They have to steal cars, right?
Mhm.
Oh no, they're like trying to steal money from a bank, and they're like, "We need fast cars. That's the
Of
only way we can
course.
do it. We need faster cars than the ones we have, so we got to get them. How are we
Or
gonna
you
get
could just
them?
get like a giant truck and just put all the money. I don't know. But, like, I
We
don't know what
could.
the plan is. But like, let
Uh,
me let me hit you with that. Like, maybe storage is the issue.
maybe, maybe. Um, so how do we get them? We we just go to the local race scene because they're not in America right now. They're in Brazil.
Mhm.
We're gonna go to the local race scene and race for pinks, right? We're gonna go. We're gonna race some people. We're gonna take their cars because that's how racing works,
Mhm.
and we're gonna win because we're awesome. And then the next scene, we get a cut. It's just a hard cut of them walking away. Um, oh no, of them driving away in the new cars. So the very nice thing there, and the reason it ties back into Act Age is that we didn't see them racing.
Mhm.
We saw them going to race, meeting this guy, being like, "Hey, we're nice," and this guy being like, "I'm the king around here. I'm the best racer. There's no way."
Mhm.
Hard cut. They won. They're driving away in their new cars that they just won off these people. So it was very nice for them to be like, you as an audience, you know that these guys are gonna win. Like you just do. You know they're good racers. So it's like this where
Mhm.
it's like they didn't show us the debate. They didn't show us um, any of the maybe problems they had with who won, or the discussion with the anticipation with Yonagi and Ogami and all the other actors of being like, oh man, the numbers are this, but yesterday they went up, and they didn't show any of that. They were like, these people won. and here's our next plan. I think it even ends with one of the people in Stars being like, we need Yonagi. We need to sign Yonagi onto our brand or whatever."
Mhm.
Um, which I guess they're hesitant about because and that was kind of the whole thing, right? Where this team has Yonagi, which is someone they turned down,
Mhm.
and then it has Ogami, someone who walked away from us,
Yeah.
which is nuts, you know? Um, but the next arc, which they're getting to, they haven't really gotten to yet. Well, yeah, I mean, right now I feel like there's a little like mini thing going on. That's what it feels like anyway,
Mhm.
where she's like doing the commercial
Mhm.
for for a sports drink. I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah. And
Apparently
she's
it
like,
tastes
I can't get
awful.
into character.
Yeah, dude, I I was like sweating reading that because I was like, Yonagi, just do it, please. like you,
I don't relate. She called the owner of the company. It's
she
like,
did.
what's good about your sports drink?
Like, yeah, she's like, no, I think the first question she had was was why does it taste so awful? And he's like, oh well, yeah,
Brutal.
yeah, tough man.
Just even ooh.
But yeah, I guess it's going into and like I don't know how many chapters this manga is supposed to have,
I think it's only
but
like one or two ahead of you right now. I don't know. Oh, you said
yeah, no,
manga. Okay.
yeah, like in total,
Mhm.
like how many the writer or whatever is planning this manga to have in the end. But it feels like this arc might be the last one because of or two more. It's gonna be this one and there's gonna be one more. Because the reason I say this
Mhm.
is because to me this whole thing, the whole manga in as a whole is clearly building to Kuriyama's movie.
There's this one great film,
Yeah.
apparently,
He
that he
wants to
needs.
have yes, he is getting experience, he's grooming Yonagi, he's, you know, meeting all these people or whatever. To me, Act Age is clearly going to end when they shoot and film and, you know, we see the
Mhm.
results of this movie. And to me, that could be one arc after this one, which I think this one is going to be, her doing the historical TV drama or whatever, which they hinted at.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Because
That's
and
what.
yeah, and the reason I think there's only that one and then the movie left is because Kuriyama says it. He says, "There's one last test for you," and that's
Mhm.
this he doesn't tell her what it is. He's talking to his assistant or whatever. He's like, "I want her to do this one more thing," and then he slaps down the paper and it has, like, her resume or whatever, and it's like, "For TV historical drama," or whatever. So that's what I think. I think that's gonna be the next big arc, and then I mean, unless there's one more thing where he's like, "No, actually, there's this other thing I want you to do." You know, I think it'll be the TV drama thing, and it'll be, "Okay, you're finally ready. I'm finally ready as
Yeah.
well to make
Mhm.
the movie." You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
for his movie, we'll probably see all the characters in it that we've seen so far. Cause why not? You know what I mean?
Your man actually may be able to get that done, excluding maybe Chiyoko, or maybe we'll get a Chiyoko arc after the drama.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's something I didn't think about where, yeah, we could
Mhm.
have arcs for other characters
Because
because
Chiyoko had like a mini arc, I think, earlier as well.
yeah, yeah, she did.
Mhm.
I mean, she grew so much since we've seen her.
Mhm.
You know,
She's
she
definitely better than like Death Island, obviously.
yeah, yeah,
Everyone is. Everyone's better since like OG.
she
So,
literally like, she said exactly what she said she did, is she took Yonegi's technique.
mhm.
You know, she wasn't lying when Joko was like, I learned from your technique," or whatever, and Yonagi was like, "I learned from yours too." She literally did. She learned how to not just be a mask anymore and actually have inner feelings as well as her outer feelings, which is what Yonagi was, you know, having trouble with, is
And
the
now Yonagi
opposite.
is learning like the face she's having her,
Mhm.
getting into advertising, trying to become that person.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird seeing her work with the CEO, you know? Because, like, I feel like they're, like, the enemy, you know? They're they're, like, the antagonist, and to
CEO
see
was
them
like, "Hey,
working
do this advertisement," and she's like, "What?" She's like, "Do it."
yeah.
She's like, "I said do it." I'm like, "Do it."
When,
Like, if you can't do this, you're not an actor.
Yeah, which is tough because you look at the stuff she's done, she's amazing, but there's
Mhm,
obviously little points, very important ones that she hasn't even touched yet, and that is something like this, being the
mhm.
face of something. Oh, that's another thing. We saw a little thing here where, she made a little, school movie thing with her classmates.
The school arc was a pretty good arc.
Yeah, it was good, I liked it.
That
Uh,
was, supposed to be a sense of normalcy.
yeah,
Mhm,
she was supposed to make friends, it kinda started off very superficial, or it was like, "Oh, is this gonna be real?" Because Kuriyama was like, "You're not acting anymore, you have to go make friends. You have to make one friend, one non-actor
mhm,
friend." Um, and then it was kinda weird because she was, like, scooted up next to someone, and she was like, "I wanna be your friend," and I was worried that it was going to be very surface level,
mhm.
and, I don't think Yonegi's a bad person, but I don't want her to just check the box, you know what I mean? And she didn't, she eventually did make 3 new friends in this movie club, this cinema club, which was nice, I hope we see more of them later on.
Oh, maybe there's a school arc as well.
It could be.
School arc part 2. Mhm.
Oh,
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 'cause
oh,
they said they're gonna make this movie for the school, so they actually are going to do it, probably.
did they?
Yeah, they're gonna work on their movie for their club.
Oh, yes,
So
yes, I remember
that's
that
gonna be
now,
one of the
yeah,
arcs before it
okay,
ends.
yeah.
So there's at least gonna be, like, at least, like, 3 or 4 arcs.
Yeah, 3 or 4 more, yeah.
Mhm. I do
Um,
want it to end early, though, I will say. I don't want this to drag.
same, yeah,
Mhm,
because, watching her develop is very interesting, obviously, up until this point, it's been very good. It's probably my favorite manga I've read so far, right?
pretty good.
But, yeah, I feel like they could very easily drag it out and just make it like, uh, learning these things that don't really make sense. You know, they did do a play twice, but
Mhm.
it made sense why they did it? Um, yeah, 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 I don't want them to shoehorn in arcs just to, I don't know, have more content, I guess.
The first play was pretty good for reasons that were different than the second play. The second play was good because it showed other characters also getting better as well at their
Yeah,
acting, and that they may come back in the future with
mhm,
those skills. Yep.
and, like, even Yonagi, uh, going off the deep end, you
Mhm.
know,
Something
which is
again,
what
like, she still hasn't hit that point where she can control it.
yeah, where she has to where yeah, because she can't meet her full potential yet,
Mhm,
because once she gets to the point where she is meeting her full potential, it's too deep. She's too far and she can't get out of it.
mhm,
Um, it was really nice with that arc, seeing everyone around her be better and, like,
mhm.
everyone around her, like, going real
Trying to
hard.
save the film or the
Yeah,
play in this case. But yeah,
yeah. I like the real calm guy.
the
He was
monk.
playing, like yeah, the monk where
Mhm,
he came out and it was like everyone around him was like, his energy is so powerful, but it's not powerful the way Yonegi's is or Ogami's is. He's literally typecast as that person.
yeah,
The person that, like, balances everything out and, calms everything down.
mm.
But, like,
I
he's
like
also, like, a really good actor, though.
as well, going back on him as well, he's also typecast as, like, a gang leader, yakuza criminal, because, like,
Mhm.
the way he carries himself, he's always calm. So he's like they portray him as a calm villain as well, where he just does everything calculated.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
calculated, yeah, that's good, I like that.
Every move has precision, or everything he does has a reason.
Mhm. I really didn't know how they were gonna end that play. I was, like, in the audience where I was like, the ending of the play, as they've told us it,
Mhm.
how it
You're supposed to know the outcome,
yeah, where
mhm.
it's like, how
But
'cause,
how they
like
would achieve it though is the
yes,
question.
yes, yes,
Mhm,
because the energy that they're giving off right now in this scene, it doesn't make sense to get from this point to the end point?
mhm,
Which they didn't get they didn't get to the end point really, which I guess is why that happened, but yeah, crazy.
mhm.
Um, how bad can the sports drink be really though? It can't be that bad, right?
Be like bitter or something. Was it a normal sports drink, or was it just like a special one they just came up with? It could be like
Oh, yeah.
Or could say it's like a certain flavor and it's just awful tasting, like it doesn't taste at all
Mm.
like that.
Yeah, sure, I get that, yeah. Uh, her her doing that music video was cool. I forgot to talk about that.
Noodles
Uh,
ad was nice.
what was?
The noodles ad, that was early though. We talked about that already.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Um,
Like the food.
yeah, yeah. I but I like seeing, Kuriyama finally, like, showing off what he is, and, that's kinda the start of
Mhm.
really telling us the whole movie with us being like, "Hey, he's, like, actually a guy who's, like, really good and, like, kinda famous." And then we
And like
see that we're
he
just
dipped. He dipped. He's like low key now.
yeah, yeah, he is. Yeah, he's gone. No one could talk to him. I haven't talked to him forever. Uh, I like when he came to her to show her his movie. That was cool.
Oh yeah. And
And
she's like, I understand now.
yes, which was great because most people who watch that movie don't understand the movie. But she was like, "No, it's this and that and that," and that, her
So you're
us,
just
like, not
focusing
showing her
on
face.
her. Yeah.
Yes.
What
And
she
then
does.
I thought it was a very wholesome moment after she said that, where he said that he was relieved because he was like he was afraid that she wasn't going to like it,
Mhm.
you know?
And then at that moment, she got her resolve. She's like, I will be in your movie. She's
Yes.
like, I want to act in it. Because she
Yes.
wasn't for sure, obviously. She was like, I'm just gonna go with it for now.
Mhm.
But now she's like, no, I want to be in that movie.
Was it because she didn't think that she would be, like, good enough
The
for it?
well, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Mhm,
I mean, that'd be
mhm,
my guess, I guess.
mhm.
I don't know.
Or he says like he'll make you a good actor, right?
Yeah.
He's like, just be in my movie. It's like, okay, what does
Oh,
that
yeah.
mean?
Right,
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah, I lost it. It's gone. It flew out into space.
We'll get it back.
Probably not. Uh, so yeah, so what's next in Act Age, Ray? We still gotta finish the whole commercial thing. How do you think that's gonna end?
Commercial already ended, dude.
Ah, damn.
We started. We started the starting of the TV drama arc.
Okay, that's good. I didn't
Started the
read it yet,
starting.
so
It's just audition for TV drama arc right now.
okay, that's good.
So we started
Uh,
auditioning.
have you seen anything crazy yet, or no? It's just like, hey, we're here.
It's a little crazy, but nothing like super crazy. It's like, ah, that's kind of
Okay.
fun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. That's cool. Man,
But
I
it's
really
been
hope
way
they don't
fun.
drag this out.
I hope they don't. I want this to
Yeah.
end promptly and perfectly.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Cause
I- I'm okay with having like a couple arcs. Like I'm saying, like a Chiyoko arc. That's fine, dude. Like maybe toss
mhm,
one in. It's well deserved, you know. Maybe another contest between her and Chiyoko would be a good arc.
mhm.
Mhm. Where they both maybe be like, okay, we're both good. One's not better than
Yeah.
the other.
Yeah. I think that we'll definitely have to have because I think there's a strong possibility that all the all the main actors that we've seen so far. Maybe not though. I don't know. I was gonna say that there's a strong possibility that maybe all of the big actors that we've seen so far are going to be in Kuriyama's movie, but then maybe not. Maybe
He's very
I mean,
particular.
if yeah, if Kuriyama makes a movie like the one he showed her, there's only gonna be one actor. It could just be
Mhm.
Yonagi, which I would totally be fine with because I think that he would make a really good movie if he would just make it with her, you know? But yeah, I do think that we do have to have at least one more thing. I don't know if it's gonna be a whole arc, I wouldn't mind if it was, but I do think we have to have one more thing kind of capping off their rivalry of, like, where they are and exactly what they've learned and how good they've gotten, kind of seeing their peak, I guess,
Mhm.
after having all these arcs together, you know?
I vibe with it.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
Alright, what's next?
So what I got here? Ooh, uh, oh, we can do episodes, dude.
Yeah? Okay.
We can do start with Sing yesterday for me because we started
Okay.
with Tower of God last time.
Sure. I also wanted to start with Sing Yesterday for me because I feel like in I don't know if I'm right or not. You can tell me.
This is prog, dude.
What happened?
Prog, it's progress.
Yeah. Um, I don't feel like a whole lot happened this episode though, honestly.
I
I
feel that.
liked I liked the end. So spoilers for saying that straight for me, right? Episode 9. Um, I like the end because we see Shinako finally uh she said yes to, she didn't
Mhm,
say yes, but she went to the party with Uzumi and stuff, which was
mhm,
nice. Before that, we saw more stuff with her and Rue, right?
mhm,
But like I don't know, I feel like for me, this episode was just like, okay, cool. Like yeah, I mean there was progress. There was like, we're getting farther into stuff we already felt was already gonna happen though.
mhm. Like her and Ozumi actually have like this potential now. Where it's
Yeah,
like Ozumi finally made his move.
he did.
Mhm,
Yeah. Yeah, cause that was early on in the episode, right, where he was like, "Hey, got this party, you can come."
mhm,
But then she was like, "Nah, I'm busy. I'm cooking. I'm a
mhm,
chef now," you know? He
mhm.
was like, "Okay, whatever."
Then at her place, he did. He was like,
Yeah.
it was the hug. I think was it a hug. Was it a hug? I think it was a hug.
Yes.
Mhm,
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So, I mean, yeah, he's getting closer, I'd say.
mhm. And Haru is just depression.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we do see a little bit of her where she's just frustrated. She
Haru
just
had spent her New Year's alone with her family,
yeah.
and Uozumi's just with I forgot her name. What's her name?
Shinako?
Yep,
They're
just
talking
with
about?
Shinako the entire New Year's.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. That is a feels bad
And
man
they
moment.
changed the ending.
Oh, did they? I didn't see it. I
Yeah, they
didn't.
changed it. They changed it now. No
What
longer
was
the
it?
sad arcade machine. Now
Is
it
it
just shows
happy
all the
now?
characters. It shows all 4 characters now.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Well, what episode are we on? 9? Well, yeah,
Yeah,
I guess
we're
that's
like
halfway
halfway, dude.
through. Yeah, so maybe that's why they changed it?
Yeah. Well, this is our third ending, to be fair.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Mhm.
There was no rhyme or reason as to why I do or don't watch the opening or the ending to any show, really. It's just sometimes I'm too lazy to to click forward. You know what I mean?
Sometimes you're like, I just got to get to the episode.
I just gotta do it, you know? Um, yeah,
And
I
I
don't
don't
know if
listen to the ending. I like, I was like, okay, we changed the ending now. I was like, okay. I
yeah,
like
yeah,
saw it
sure,
real
sure,
quick, and I'm
sure.
like, okay,
Do you think that that's how it's gonna end though with Uzumi and Shinako?
dude, I can't say anything about this. It can go anywhere. We're only halfway. Imagine being
Yeah.
halfway through a series and you're like, man, we're finally the end game now, boys. No, this
Yeah,
is only
Endgame.
no.
Yeah,
We
that's
just
true.
started.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Just say these
I don't
Haru
know.
has depression vibes, and Rue's accepted his fate. I don't know what to say.
He has, yeah. Yeah, 'cause it's a very tough spot to be in, you know what I mean? It's very tough, and I think we talked about this every week because, these characters, that's how that happens, right? But, like, yeah, it's a tough spot for him to be in because he can't either way, it's, like, not real. You know what I mean?
I
Whether
think Rue loses either way, dude.
yeah,
There's no win situation.
we're looking at a lose-lose. That's what we're looking at for him.
It's rough.
If I'm telling you right now, especially after watching, Pancreas movie, right?
Mhm.
If Haru kills herself,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to handle it. We're just gonna get
Yo,
that turn,
it's gonna
and
change
I
literally
don't know.
everyone but Rue. Everyone but
You know?
Rue, and Rue will just feel the shockwaves of it. He won't even feel it.
He will, yeah.
He'll feel the shockwaves. He can't feel it directly, but he'll feel the shockwaves. It will affect everything else.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah,
If any character's
it'll
gonna
be
die, it's gonna
tough.
be Haru. How sad is that?
Yeah, it's gotta be, right?
She has
Because,
her
like
crow. She's so weird.
yeah. That's
it's like so main charactery of like I'm going to die.
yeah. She
There's no
yeah,
flags legitimately, but it's like
mhm. Yeah, 'cause, like, if you go through, right, like, Rue
mhm,
dying, it'd be sad, but, like, I don't know. I mean, I feel like that would impact Shinako a little bit,
mhm.
but I don't think it would, like, drastically change anything. I think
Well,
we
Azumi
get
dying, he can't die.
ooh, yeah. Uzumi can't die. I feel like he's, like, the catalyst for everything.
He's the core.
Yeah, yeah, he's the core.
Hinako can die,
Yeah, yeah. She's
but
probably
like
2nd place.
Haru dying is like the biggest one.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, even if Shinako dies, I feel like that would just end the anime. You're like, "Okay, she's
Like Rue's
dead."
gonna go kill himself.
Yeah, or the um, yes, that would probably happen, but then, like, w where to go from there? I mean, her dying wouldn't cause Uzumi to be like, "Well, I guess I gotta be with Haru now." Like, no, I
Uzumi's just
mean
gonna he's gonna move on from that
yeah, I mean,
after a while.
Uzumi, I don't think would kill himself because of that, but that yeah, I mean, I think that he would probably physically leave.
Mhm.
I mean, he definitely wouldn't wanna be there anymore. Uh,
And like Haru would be like, maybe you can be with me, and he'll be like, I'll have to think about it and stuff like that. He'll be
I'll have
like,
to I'll have to think about it. Next day, you see him driving away, driving across the
like,
country.
yo, Haru is suffering, dude.
Yeah, if do you think they'll do you think she'll bounce back? Because, like, she's
I
obviously
mean,
really sad right now, right?
we're like halfway through, so maybe there's a bounce back.
Yes, because she can't kill
Anything's
herself
possible
halfway
right now.
through. No, no,
Anything's possible right now.
she can't kill herself halfway through. We have
I
another
mean, she
half of the
can, but I
anime.
mean, yo, if she does though,
If she does, this would be a very different show. Very
yeah.
different. It's gonna get
Episode 10,
psychological.
dude. Yeah.
I'm telling you, if I watch that episode, that the episode's already out.
Mhm.
I think it came out, like, yesterday. No, I don't want it. I don't want that to happen. That'd be crazy. But, like, if he is getting closer to Shinako, right,
Mhm.
that is gonna push her further and further away.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's starting to be successful and if Shinako is finally starting to like him, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
She's gonna get pushed further and further away, and, I mean, sh this doesn't seem like the relationship that's gonna end in her being okay with just being his friend, you know? So,
She
like, I
waged
don't
war, dude.
yeah, she did. She did declare war very
She
clearly.
she's like, "Hey, I came home for Christmas," and he's like, "I don't wanna. Why are you hanging out with me? Go home." And she's like, "I'll
Yeah.
just go hang out with my family then." Sad
Yeah, I
life,
mean,
dude.
he was even like, yeah, I think we talked about it last week, but yeah, he would last episode, he was like, "You don't have to keep staying around for me anymore, you know, I'm gonna be late late nights, you know, I don't have to you don't have to keep doing this." But
I'm gonna say it again, like real quick. Uozumi like has like this one girl who's like right next to him, who like really wants to be with him, and he's just not getting it.
yeah, he doesn't understand, you know?
It's like she's just trying to be real nice to me, dude. She just wants to hang out with me, dude. Come on. Then I know he's like, but like I gotta get with Shinako though. Like it's like
And I think that's the thing. I think that might be the reason why I don't think,
mhm,
Shinako and Uzumi are gonna end up being together because I feel like at some point there's gonna be something that happens, right? Some event, some turning point where he's gonna realize that Shinako isn't the best one for him, you know?
ends with
And
Rue doing a murder suicide.
yeah, yeah, but I don't know. I feel like it would be too easy to have them be together at the end, you know? And I feel like it's almost hollow with how we started out, with it being like, uh, him wanting to confess his feelings, but then she moved away, right? Isn't that what happened?
Mhm,
To go to go to school somewhere else, and then, "Oh, she's back. She's back as a teacher," which is weird, like, why would like I mean, I guess she lives here, so maybe that makes sense, but, like
mhm.
and now she's trying to be back in his life, but she doesn't like him, but she kinda does, but then she really doesn't, and now she kinda does again.
She's
I
like,
don't
well,
know.
she's like opening up to the fact that like it's been too long. My man's has died. I'm kind of getting over it. It's like maybe this
Yeah,
is love.
yeah. I just feel like there's something in the way, which is obviously him. It's obviously in
Mhm.
the way, and I don't know. I just don't think it's a good situation. I don't think either of them are gonna find happiness, uh, this way. I just don't.
Rue murder suicide.
Yeah,
Got on my list.
it could happen. It could happen. You
That
know.
is an option, dude.
What does the title "Sing Yesterday" for me mean?
Don't know.
I don't know either.
Is anyone of them a singer? Oh,
Ah.
yo, the guy who's in the band.
He could change everything. He will
Or
somehow
is it
be.
just like, oh man,
They do talk about him enough for
mhm.
maybe he will have some sort of moment. Because, like, even right now, I think the last we heard of him was, uh
He's touring right now.
yeah, I forget who he told that to, though, wasn't it?
Haru, I think.
Yeah, I think it was Haru because they were like, "Oh, the convenience store. What about your guy?" And he was like, "Yeah, he's on tour right now."
Mhm.
I think it'd be weird if that's the last we ever saw of him. I think we're gonna see him
And
again.
like Haru was also the cover of the album.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't know if that may be something that's gonna come back and bounce.
Maybe. I mean, he doesn't like Haru, though.
Ooh, no, I'm saying like Uozumi. Like he'll remember it. It's gonna come back.
Oh, yes,
Mhm.
but I
Mhm.
was I was saying the guy, the
Convenience store.
singer,
But he
he
just
doesn't
thinks
like Ha.
everyone who enters. He just thinks everyone who enters his store is cute.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
He was very jealous of Uzumi.
He's like, you got two cute girls, dude. That's crazy. I can barely count zero.
Yeah. Man, look at all oh, it's 0, oh.
So look at all the ones I got. Oh wait, hold up.
It's gonna take me a while to count that high.
Countless, I tell you, countless.
Yeah, it is callous, you're not lying there.
I was thinking Sing Yesterday for me was like also potentially maybe looking back at the better days,
Yeah.
days of the past.
I mean, I feel like that's what Uzumi has been doing so far.
Same with Shinako.
Same with Shinako. I mean, I feel like their past is so ingrained in who they are right now, which,
Mhm.
I mean, you could say that about anyone, but with their
Specifically them.
relationship, yeah,
Mhm.
and they're kind of remembering yeah, I mean, yeah, they're kinda remembering what they liked about each other back then, but it almost feels like that was a previous life, you know?
Mhm.
Again, another reason why I think that the relationship, even though they don't have one right now, but if they were to have a romantic relationship, it's just all built on lies, you know? It's built on nostalgia, it's not real. I don't like it.
Okay, man.
So, I watched the Tower of God episode this morning
Let's go,
because
fam.
I forgot. So usually, I mean, this is only 3rd episode, so it's not much of a pattern, but usually, uh, I would watch both the episodes right before we record. 'Cause right in the
Okay.
morning, do it in the morning, boom. We didn't record
You got
yesterday,
time,
though.
right? Yeah, we didn't record yesterday, no.
Yeah, we didn't record yesterday, so I forgot. 'Cause,
But that's my bad.
breaking the no, it's fine, but I remember this morning, I woke up and I was like, "I didn't watch the episode." Like, what do I don't have time, I'm not I guess I could have watched it when I got home, but then it would have been longer, and I was like, "I don't have time, I gotta do it right now." That's what I did. It was good.
We're good?
Yeah, it was good. Um, Let me try to remember what happened. Um, Dude, so have you seen The Mandalorian?
I have not seen The Mandalorian.
But I assume you know the memes.
I know the memes. I know Baby Yoda. I know it's a Creed.
Oh, yeah, it's a Creed. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, the world was set ablaze when Baby Yoda was a thing, right?
Mhm.
But they weren't ready for Baby
For
Rock.
Baby Rock, dude.
they weren't ready. And
I was
so
ready for it, but that's a different reason though.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Listen, I read it, so I was like, "Hey, Baby Rock, we're nice."
So I saw pictures of that on Twitter, right? And I didn't know it was real. I thought it was like fan art or something. I was
You're
like,
like,
"Oh,
"Oh, it's
that's
just an
funny."
edit." You're like,
Yeah. And then I saw it, and obviously it was the first like 2 minutes of the episode, right? I was like, "Oh man, he's small. That's funny." And then I was like, I wonder what the backstory for that is. You know, like why is he little? Is this like a power he has or something?
literally show you immediately after.
Yeah, and then I was not expecting for like the headmaster or whatever to just do it just because he could,
He's
you
like, I was
know?
like, "I'm sorry, you're too little. Couldn't see over,
Yeah.
couldn't see you at all." What a power
And
move, by the way.
yeah, what yes, exactly. What a power move. Um, and like obviously you've read it, so I'm sure you can answer this for me. I don't want you to, but I wonder how long he's gonna stay like this. You know, because like how powerful is he like this? You know, does he have his full strength? Like,
Man
is
can't
he
even pick himself off the ground, dude. After like couldn't push him down.
yeah, yes. Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that. Um, but yeah, it's just a funny thing, I guess. I assume at some point he'll get back to normal because I don't know how able he is in his current state, and he's still part of the tower, still part of the tests. Um, you know, going forward to the end of the episode, there's no test currently because we're getting to you know, Khun has a whole plan. He's like, I'm gonna do the administrator test because I want Rachel to be in the thing or whatever because she broke her legs. You know, she's Bran from that's a Game of Thrones reference. And I
Calling her
guess
Bran, that's
spoilers for
crazy.
Game of Thrones. Uh,
That's episode one, Game of Thrones.
yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. Um, um, I
Like you're
forgot where I was going.
Bran, dude. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
dude, he got pushed out of a tower. That was really funny. Like it was sad, but at that moment, I was like, funny. Um,
Jamie's a savage, dude. One of the
he's a
better characters
savage.
in Game of Thrones as well.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Um, so I don't know, I guess I wasn't paying attention, but I didn't realize that Khun hadn't figured that out yet, that Bam isn't a regular. I don't think that if any one of these losers, you know what I mean? Any one of these guys would have figured out that he's an irregular, it would have been him. But I guess, I don't know, maybe he hasn't had enough experience or something, or I don't know.
Maybe he just hasn't looked into him specifically. He looked into everyone else. He's like, okay. Or maybe he hasn't, just can't find
Oh,
anything, and he's like,
yeah.
that's kind of odd.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe he thought something was up, but he didn't go particularly to, "Oh, he's an irregular,"
Mhm.
'cause,
He's,
like,
he's
that's,
like,
like,
there's nothing
super
on him.
rare.
But but it could be just that he's no one knows about him.
Yeah.
He's like low key. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Uh, but no, he's gonna take the administrator test, which I don't know what that is. I assume you do, but, I guess it's really hard, and,
So real question: do you remember what the floor administrator is?
the floor administrator
Mhm.
is
It was shown
is
real
that
briefly, but
is that head on in the beginning?
it's not Hadon, no.
Head on?
Hadon's the one who allows people to enter the tower.
Okay, floor
So
administrator. I mean,
it was real
he
quick. It was like when he was like doing the Shinsu test.
remind me of what the Shinsu test is.
So this is gonna go back to like I think where they're finally getting to learn Shinsu.
Okay,
And to bomb when
and
he's
then
like you have to make a pact with the administrator. Use Shinsu on
oh,
the
when
floor.
they are you talking about when they, like when he, like, went into his, like, little orb, his little ball?
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay, so the administrator is the guy who was teaching the class? Who was, like, at the
No,
front?
no.
He was the guy in the ball?
Well, in the theoretical ball, yeah, because they have to like focus on it. They didn't really go inside of the ball.
Okay,
They were focusing. But
okay,
yeah.
yeah.
So uh, basically, like the administrator said to him at that point, "This will be a shackle for you."
Yeah, he did say that, yeah, I
Mhm,
remember that. Okay, you see, that was
mhm,
a question I had, and
mhm,
I don't know if you just answered it or not, I'm not
mhm,
but yeah, 'cause the end shot of the episode was, like, a huge eye, and it was like, "Oh, we meet again," and at first, I thought it was, the, like, fish lady that he fought at the beginning, 'cause, like, she was really big, and,
mhm.
like, it looked like they were kind of in water. That's what it felt like to me in this episode. I was like, "Oh, maybe it's her." But then, yeah, I did think back to the, like, thing that he saw in his orb, in his mind's eye, you know? and I was like, "Oh, maybe that's that," but I wasn't sure, you know?
Okay, yeah.
Um,
I think that's the only clarification I have to make regarding that.
yeah,
Everything
yeah,
else I
yeah.
think they explained really smoothly.
See, I don't know, I guess he's gonna, like I mean, he's either gonna have to fight it, which seems
And then
impossible.
best girl walks out the show.
Yeah, yeah, she did do that. Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that, yeah. So, she just left, she just out. She just like, "Eh, I'm done."
The two
She
best girls left today.
she didn't pass, so that's why she's
Oh, the
leaving?
red-haired girl left. Yeah, she left. Yeah,
The red-haired girl,
right.
yeah, yeah, I know she didn't she even said it, there was, like, a
She's
flashback or
like, I'm not
whatever.
gonna pass. She's like, I'm
Yeah,
not gonna pass. Don't even bother.
yeah. "Don't worry
Yeah.
about me, it's all good." Uh, yeah. The one guy is gone, the one quiet guy, silent guy, he's out. No one knows where he is.
Yeah, no one knows where he's. Yep.
There was a guy with Rachel.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, he was like, "Man, he passed, but, he's not here. So, what are we gonna do?" You know? We can't there's nothing else. We can't wait for
And
him.
then
Can't
and
do that.
Donkey was also saying like, I saw him when because he was already with Rachel.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know what else. Uh,
They had the funeral. That was really.
yeah, yeah, that was
Mhm.
nice.
Yeah, little homage. Nice bomb.
Mhm.
Little nice boy, pure boy.
We had, the one guy attend the funeral, the one, like, instructor or whatever.
Hmm.
He was like, "Hey, can I say some words?" And I was like, "Oh, that's kinda cool. I like that."
Was it Lamaro? The one with the mole?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was him. And then right after that, we had Rachel tell Bam to be like, "Hey, you don't gotta wait for me no more." You know, like, I left you because you suck, right?
Hmm.
So
You could
now
leave me.
yeah, because now I suck because I don't have any legs. Have you seen Game of Thrones, Bam? Because this is what happened to me. And then, yeah, I mean, of course, he's like, "No, I'm not gonna do that. Like, you're
I'll
crazy.
be your legs.
Yeah, I'll be your legs." Dude, we don't I mean, but, like, we don't know. He might he's an irregular, he might be able to shapeshift into legs. We don't know. It
Maybe,
might
dude.
happen.
Could
Yeah,
could be his power.
yeah. I'm your legs. He said it.
I am your legs.
I would have loved if after that scene where she was like, "Leave me. Well, I'm terrible. I got pushed out of a tower." And he was like, "No, I'll be your legs." If it hard cut and he was her legs,
You see like his face like on the legs, like he's on the
yeah,
kneecaps.
yeah. He was like, "Rachel, I am your legs." And she's like, "What is happening?" It'd be really funny. Um, yeah, yeah, we even had the little argument, which was staged by Khun and Rock, but it was like,
Pretty
"Hey."
obvious argument, by the way.
Yeah, yeah,
Sounded
yeah.
so bad, dude.
Um, but yeah, I mean, the instructor was like, "Hey, you could help him," which was a so easy decision for me anyway, because the way he
Mhm.
explained it, he was like, "Hey, if you help him and he succeeds, then the quickest and easiest route to the top of the tower will open up, but you'll be labeled as helping an irregular. What's your decision?" And I was like, The quickest and easiest route will open up for us. Yes, yes, do that.
I
Why
just will let
wouldn't
you
we
know that
do
like
that?"
irregulars are known as people who change the tower.
Yeah,
So it's like they're known as people who often in this point they're supposed to like undertone this, alright? When
mhm,
you met like Yuri in episode one, it's kinda undertoned. We're like, she's not supposed to be helping him because he
yeah,
could be seen as a threat.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, I mean,
And
that
she's
was
a
the whole
princess. So it's like
she is, yeah, that's true.
she's like she shouldn't even be helping him in general. The fact that she's helping him is like a major thing.
Mhm. So there's 2 things off of that I just thought
Mhm.
of. One, we do see her again, which is nice. I
We do
remember
see her
last
again, and
episode
we see Evan again.
yeah, yeah. What did you what did she say to him? She was like, "You better get us to the to this tower, like, faster or else I'm gonna, like, rip your arms off or something. Wasn't it
Something like that. Some
wasn't she, like, super aggressive with him?
yeah.
And he was like, "No, I don't want that." But yeah, we do see them again, which was nice because I think last episode I was like, "Hey, we have to see them again." You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
gotta happen. They gotta be someone. So that was cool. And then the second thing is we saw, like, the top guy, the blonde guy who's got, like, the hair, Doom Doom,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He had a conversation with this other creature, like a
yeah.
dude in his mouth, and, a very, another power move by him was the creature had this, like, lizard, this, like, snake thing be like, "I'm gonna eat you, guy," and then he didn't flinch. He stood there, and then he had his own monster, uh, basically just clean the head off of this guy, um, and then th the other guy was like, "Hey, I'm trying to,"
Get
I
the
guess.
Black March and Green April.
Yes, yeah, I'm gonna try and retrieve them, trying to get them all, whatever,
And the
gotta catch them
translations also
all.
don't help this. I'll also like clarify this. He's supposed to be working for King Zahad or Jihad.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
The translation will help it,
uh,
but you hear it that like he says that.
yes, yeah,
Mhm.
he does that, okay, that's good. That's
Mhm.
good to know. Um, that also makes sense with what the head guy says, because he's like, uh I think he even also mentions the king where he was like, "Oh, I'm also here on this is my mission," and he says something about how he's trying to.
He eliminates all threats to the king.
Yes, eliminate all threats to the king, and that includes all the, like, princesses who are, like, going against him or whatever.
Mhm.
So I guess, like, he is like, "Hey, I'm trying to go against Anak and Dorsey
Mhm.
and stuff because like, they're princesses, and they're like,"
Right
you
now it's
know,
Anak though, because Anak does want revenge.
Anak, yes, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, not Dorsey, yeah. Um, yeah, because she wants revenge, and she's obviously very much going against the
Mhm.
king. I mean, even in Dorsey treats her specifically as, like, an outcast, right?
At least at first.
Um, yeah, 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 yeah.
Mhm.
Um, I like that Tower God has done that, uh, many times where we have this A plot of we got Bam, we got Khun, we got Rock, we got some other guys. We're
Mhm.
trying to climb the tower, I don't quite understand what's at the top, some stars or something. You make a
Even I don't
wish,
understand what's at the
you
top,
know?
dude. That's crazy.
Um, but then we do have this other stuff, we have the whole princess stuff, we have Khun's family, which I assume at some point we'll learn about because we still haven't. It's kinda like the Uchihas. Khun is just Sasuke. That's pretty much all it is.
Can't wait to see more of the Khun family, dude. They're great.
And, but yeah, we do have this kinda overarching thing with the tower itself and, like,
It's its
that
own
whole
entity.
storyline. Yeah, and, like, what it means to be climbing the tower, who these people are exactly that are controlling it, and then, yeah, we do have the head guy who, controls the tower to some degree. He, like, has his own thing where he's like, "Yeah, I'm trying to get a knock. I'm trying to get these guys. I have my own little schemes going on," you know?
Mhm.
A lot going on, but I think Tower God does a very good job of, like, parsing through it, and,
The
like.
world building is
Yes, yeah, yeah.
spectacular. It takes it slowly, at least. The anime, it does skip some stuff again, like, it trims it is what I should say. It doesn't skip anything.
Yeah, I'm
It takes
sure.
what's there and it trims real lightly on what it does.
Mhm.
But, like, for the most part, it keeps the general stuff the same as it should.
That's good. That's good, I like
Mhm.
that. Uh,
But
so yeah, I don't think I have anything else for Tower God. You got anything else, Ray?
trying to think about the episode right now to see if I have anything else to say.
Yeah.
Um,
We do
next
get s Oh,
gonna be
go ahead.
fine. That was good. You continue.
Okay, I was just gonna say that we do get some clarification on Khun's little plan. We do see some flashbacks, him telling the red-haired guy, you know,
Yeah.
uh, "Watch out for the horn girl," which,
Mhm.
he does. That's playing into the scene after that, which was, like, them fighting or whatever. Um, yeah, yeah, I mean, we even get a scene with him just sitting on his bed and, like, thinking about
Mhm.
everything and how everything went, and, again, him, like you mentioned the Coon family, he has his own little story he's trying to do, trying to, pull the strings. I don't quite know what it is yet. I assume he's trying to climb
Mhm.
a tower, but, like, you know, that's not interesting. The
Mhm.
interesting part is why he's climbing the tower. What are you trying to get at? We
Mhm.
saw another flashback, which we've seen like 3 times now at this point, but it's of, like, his sister, I think? I think they already said that, maybe not.
It's like a sister or
Um,
cousin. I don't remember
ye
which is it.
yeah,
It's supposed to be a family member he was supposed to get married to.
yeah,
Mhm.
um, so, like, maybe it's for her, like, she's dead or something, and he's, like, trying
Remember she
to
betrayed him?
I don't remember that.
They showed it really quick. It wasn't in his backstory scene when they were having the
Okay,
doors.
okay, I'm sure I just missed it.
Mhm. Where
Um,
that's the reason why he doesn't trust Rachel.
oh, okay,
Mhm.
that makes sense.
Because like, it's like she'll betray him just like how I was betrayed.
I'm sure that also goes into why the ranker was it the ranker? No, I think it was the head guy, the guy at the
Well,
top,
they're
he
all
was like,
rankers.
they're all rankers, okay, I didn't
All the people running it have climbed the tower.
okay, okay.
Mhm.
I wasn't sure if, like, the guy who turned rack small was, like, something special, like
Mhm.
something higher than it doesn't matter. Um,
Because like real clarification, real quick, rankers just mean you climb the tower, all the floors.
okay,
Mhm.
okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Cause like, yeah, they did already say, like, "We all already climbed the tower, we know what you're going
Mhm.
through," that kinda thing. But yeah, he even said something to Khun where he was like, "Oh, wow," he laughed, and Khun was like, "What's so funny?" And he was like, "No, no, it's just funny that a member of the Khun family made a friend because
Mhm.
because Khun was like, 'I wanna take the administrator test,' and he was like, 'Why? You passed,' and he was like, 'I want Rachel to continue the test because that's what my friend wants,' which is Bam, of course. But yeah, that was cool. Telling you Khun is just Sasuke, that's really all it is. They're both blue, you know? I
He's a
mean I
less
mean,
edgy Sasuke.
that's true, yeah.
He's like a Sasuke meshed with Itachi,
That's
like
true,
the
yeah,
actual perfection.
yeah, yeah, he's 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 a peak human. It doesn't get better than that, really.
Sasuke meshed with Itachi,
Yeah,
like a more chill Itachi.
more chill, yeah. Another just a funny moment for me was, when Rack did get small and he, like, ran into Khun,
Mhm.
he was begging Khun to use his magic
The-
briefcase to make him bigger, and Khun was
mhm.
just like, "Yeah, it doesn't do that, I'm sorry. I got nothing for you, man."
When Bam
But
comes in and sees him, he's like he didn't realize he was small.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. One good thing for Rack though now, I mean, looking at the bright side of things, trying to be an optimist,
Mhm.
those chocolate bars, much bigger now, in proportion to his size.
Mhm.
So now, less chocolate bars, fill him up more, it's all better.
More bang for his buck. He got it now,
Yeah.
dude.
It's like, if you really like grapes, right? And I
Mhm.
heard some people do. If you turn to the size of an ant, one grape, oh man, it's life. You're
Have you
good.
seen Donkey's new video, dude?
No, no, I'm behind. Why,
Oh,
what's it about?
it's Avengers Endgame is the worst movie. Watch it,
Okay,
dude.
I saw that, I added it to my
Watch
list.
it, dude. It it has something of very similar content
Okay, yeah,
context, specifically with Ant-Man and his taco.
I'm sure, yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm already trying to piece together what it might be.
It's like Ant-Man can become the size of an ant, dude.
Oh, it's so funny. He's the size of an ant, it's crazy.
It's like, that taco can like
One taco is life. Like, you don't need nothing more.
the donkey goes off on that. It's crazy. And side tangent as well. For people anyone who says like Donkey is like a bad person for reviewing, he literally says his own opinion. I don't think that like anyone who watches Donkey and thinks that he should rate JRPGs high is an idiot. Because Donkey hates JRPGs with a passion.
Yeah.
I've seen people bash on Donkey for Final Fantasy VII, Bravely Default. Well, not Bravely Default. They bashed on him for Octopath Traveler. They bashed on him for Kingdom Hearts 3. They bashed on him for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 when that came out. He's not gonna like JRPGs. I don't think anyone understands he hates them with a passion.
I just think anyone who thinks that someone should change the way they review something is just dumb. Cause like, I don't think anyone should have to say, "Oh, this is my opinion." Cause yeah, it is my opinion. You guys out there telling me, "Oh, you're bad at reviewing games." It's like, this is my opinion on games, whatever you say, like, it is physically impossible to be objective about something. You you can't be objective about a movie, about a TV show, about a game, about the like, color you're gonna paint your room. It's impossible. There's always gonna be some subjectivity to it. So, like, for anyone out there being like, "Hey, you gotta be a better reviewer," it's like, I'm reviewing games the way like anyone else does, you know? It's just that you don't agree with me. That's really the problem here, you know?
Dunkey will never give a JRPG game a good score because he just doesn't like most of them. Like the mechanics of them, he just doesn't like. It's
So,
too tedious for him.
I have a question for you, right? Since you are a much, have been a fan of Donkey much longer than I have, right?
Mhm.
I think you're the one that actually showed me Donkey videos.
I think the Donkey's Peak video, by the way, if anyone's gonna question it, it's Mario Kart 8 Hitler or Mario Kart Wii Hitler's Revenge.
Have I seen that?
You've seen Mario Kart Wii Hitler's Revenge, dude. It's so good.
Okay. Um, I was gonna say something about Donkey. Right. You were talking about JRPGs, right? You never get a good score, right? Um, has he ever done a video reviewing a JRPG and it's been really good throughout the whole thing? He loves this, he loves that, everything's great, and at the end, he gave it a really bad score for the
I'm
memes, of
not
course,
sure, dude. He could do that in theory.
because, like,
It's something he could do.
it's so meta at this point where it's like, he knows he hates this game, right?
Mhm,
Let's say it's like one of the Kingdom Hearts, right?
mhm.
He hates this game, he's played it, he hates it. So in his mind, he's like, I'm gonna say throughout the whole video how much I love everything, even though I don't, only for the end to be, "Yeah, it's still terrible, guys. You thought
He
I was
may
gonna do."
have. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, I could like see him like being super sarcastic about it. Where he's like,
Yeah,
"Oh man,
yeah.
I just love the mechanic where like every time I die, I have to come back from this point and just try to walk up to like
So good.
it's so thrilling. I love it every time."
Was was he the one, I'm pretty sure he was, who made, 2 Pokemon videos for Sun and Moon, maybe? Okay, well, let me go further. He put out one video being like, "This is the best thing ever. Sun, best game ever. This is why it's great. This is why it's great. You got this Pokemon, it's awesome."
Yeah,
And
I
then
think he did. I think
I
he did, dude.
I think it was either the same day or the next day, he put out a review of Moon, and he was like, "Worst game ever." And then he just said the same things for the Sun, but said it was bad.
It's like the music awful, awful, and like reuses old things for Pokemon.
Yeah,
Nothing new really came out from this one.
yeah, yeah,
Like, same mechanics and everything. He just like bashed it the same way how he phrased it. Just to
yeah.
again, Donkey. Those
He's good, man.
reviews,
He's good.
they're technically both correct.
I just like the idea of him being like, "Man, all the customization options in this game, amazing. You get a hat, you get a shirt," and the next day him being like, "This customization is terrible. I can only," you know what I mean? And just him
So limited.
complete it's, yeah, it's great. He'd definitely be someone to do that, you know?
If anyone, Donkey is great at what he does in that satire of some stuff, as well as giving sometimes his honest opinion
Yeah, I mean,
when he gets his dunk views. It's honest opinion at that point,
yeah.
and people don't understand that. But okay,
I just think it's weird for people to go to him as, like, you know, and not saying he doesn't have good opinions because he
Mhm.
does, but for people to go to him as, like, the end all be all for, you know, "This game just come out. I'm gonna watch a review of it," and then you actually take him seriously and, you know, not like taking him seriously, but, like, uh, that, like, he is a professional, like, he works for IGN or, like, GameSpot or something. It's like, he also makes funny videos, you know? Like, I don't know, it's just it's so weird for me for someone to get there
I
and
mean,
be
like
like, "Oh,
personally, like
you."
again, like all the JRPGs he states, like I love them all. I watch Donkey all the time. I understand separating his opinion on JRPGs because I'm like they're just things he just doesn't enjoy.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, it's similar to me where, you know, I love games too, I watch,
Mhm,
game reviews, but the same thing for music where I have a few YouTubers that I watch do, you know, review albums and
mhm.
stuff. You know, I love music, but, like, I'll never look at someone who hates an album that I love and be like, "Oh, well, they're wrong," or, "Oh, every review they've ever done is now invalid." You
Mhm.
know, it's like, no, it's a different opinion, that's all it is, you know? I don't know, maybe that's just too big brain for for, you know what I mean? I don't know.
I will say, like watching Donkey does pull up some of the problems in JRPGs, which a lot of people have. Like,
Yeah.
like Final Fantasy 7, I'll bring up that one where like they slowed down that game a lot. They made a lot of sections longer than they really had to.
It's
Like
all
sections that could have been like quick.
for the remake?
Yeah, for the remake.
Okay.
Like sections that could have been like done way easier. They definitely slowed it down to make like mini game segments. Where, like you
Mhm.
have to do something correctly. Where in the original game it would just be like 5 seconds and you're done. Like you already done that thing. You know, it's like okay.
Do you think that that was them trying to, like, modernize it? Or do you think it was just them, like, padding?
Personally, my opinion of what Final Fantasy, I think they were padding it for like money, but that's just my opinion.
Okay. Yeah.
I personally believe that Final Fantasy Remake is just a complete cash grab. That's just me thinking
Oh,
that the
sure.
entirety of Final Fantasy 7 is just a cash grab after the OG.
Did did people like 15?
15 not on release. Let me just say that one real quick.
Okay. I remember there was DLC for it. Did
Like it's
people
good
really
now.
like the DLC or did people hate the DLC?
It's good now. The game's good
Okay.
now. It's, on
Okay.
release, it was awful. They fixed a lot of problems with it that it had.
Right. Okay, yeah.
Mhm. Also, quick question for you: Xenoblade Chronicles. How far do you get in the original?
Oh, not far. Few
Not far.
hours.
Yours?
Yeah.
Did
Again,
you
I
get
would
past the first city or no? You're just like stuck there.
no, no. I didn't like the map. I didn't like the way it looked. I didn't like the
Mhm.
combat. There
To be
was
fair,
so
you played on
many
the 3DS. It was so small,
yeah,
so
yeah, it
ugly.
sucked. Yeah. Yeah, I was just like, "Oh, I'm rolling around. I don't care about this character. The story is boring." Or, maybe it wasn't boring, I just didn't care about it. It was just like and and there's so many side missions, like, available so early on, and I was like, I have to learn more," you know?
That is something that like a lot of people actually complain about. I'll bring it up. A lot of people complain that like they legit give you so much side missions.
Yeah, I mean,
Mhm,
side missions are great,
mhm,
I love games, I like third person action games, right? Where they have
mhm,
main mission, they got skill trees, they got side missions, you get all your
mhm.
experience, it's great. But like there's too many, it just becomes overall it's the same reason why I will never play The Witcher. Too much. It's too much, you know?
You can't micromanage at all. It's
Yeah.
understandable. Mhm. It's like right now, Zelda Chronicles. I'll date myself. I'm at like Alchemath. I'm pretty sure an Alchemath. People who understand that will know what that means.
Do you know what percentage that would be?
I'm like 30%, maybe 40% through the game.
Okay. That's a pretty good chunk.
Like I've already got like 5 out of 7 party members right now in the party because I'm an Alchemath. So you technically have 6 right now, but the sixth person leaves
Mhm.
for story reasons, and they'll come back later. But people know that seven's gonna come in after a while. That's gonna do stuff. But yeah,
Is this one of those ones where the permadeath?
nah.
No? Okay. See
If
if
you, if your characters die, you just respawn.
okay.
Mhm.
That's just way too much pressure for me, you know?
So like I was gonna say, like Xenoblade Chronicles, I felt that like personal opinion with you, okay, regarding you. I feel that if you were able to like get onto the second area, maybe you could have enjoyed it because then you actually get a little more open up in the game.
Yeah,
But
maybe.
like that's like 10 hours in or something like that. I'm
Yeah.
like, there's no way you'd already be fed up with it.
Yeah, yeah, I don't have patience for like,
Mhm.
"Oh, it really gets good 20 hours in." It's like, "Nah, nah, it's done for that," you know?
I
For
was like 10 hours in, you would not be like the closest thing would be like I guess getting the third character Fiora like in the prologue and then playing that to see if you like combat because then you can
mhm,
switch your characters and see that. But like, other than that, it's like no.
yeah. Have you played The
Also,
Last of Us?
I have not played The Last of Us.
Okay.
I have it though. I'm pretty sure because it was
You
free
should
on
play it.
PS Plus.
You should play it.
Played.
It's really good.
I've
It's
God
one of
of
my
War.
favorite
I
games
haven't
of all
played it.
time. And part 2 comes out in like 2 weeks. 12
I've,
days.
I lied when I said I have God of War and I didn't play it. I have God of War and I think I'm like only 10% through it or something like that.
Do you like it?
I like it. I just haven't played on PS4 in months.
Okay. It's a good game.
Like I just got to like the open world area of the game where
Okay.
like you get like the big water area with like the rafts and everything.
Mhm.
So I just got there. I think it's like 10 hours or something too.
Sure. Yeah, it's not a super long game.
Mhm.
'cause, like, it's just another one of those Sony exclusives. It's, like,
Mhm.
story-based, probably be, like, 20, 30 hours probably,
Think
max.
so. Yeah, that's about it. What was I
Yeah.
gonna list you? I got Grand Blue Anime or I got JoJo's Part 7.
Um, yeah, I'll talk about Grand Blue, right? I don't have a whole lot to say about it
Okay.
because I don't know how much there is to say, but watched all of it.
Mhm,
Actually, somewhat of a good thing that we didn't record yesterday
mhm.
because I only watched 5 episodes.
I was gonna say, like,
Uh,
if you're gonna I'd rather recommend you read Grand Blue.
yeah, yeah, I know.
Mhm.
I'm probably gonna read it after, like, now, like,
Well,
now that
I'd
the
recommend
new
just reading
season.
it from the beginning because
Oh, really?
the comedy comes off much better on paper than it does in the show.
Okay.
It's personal opinion. I mean,
Yeah,
it's up to you. You can, like, find out, but, like, personally, comedy comes much better off paper than it does in the show.
yeah. I mean, I could see how that would
Mhm,
be. Um, it was good. I
mhm,
don't know what I'd say about it. I mean, it was funny. The facial expressions were good. I remember you
mhm.
told me about that. Um, I don't know if there's gonna be a second season. So it ended. I don't know if you know where it ended, but it was with they just finished the like big dive, right?
Okay, the first dive.
Um, yeah, I mean, the other two characters, the other two freshmen, they got their
Mhm,
license, right? They're good. He doesn't have his yet because yeah, he's terrible. Um, and yeah, he wasn't able to go on the last dive because he didn't have his license. And then
Chica?
yeah, yeah, that's her name.
Mhm,
Um, she didn't go either because she was like she felt bad for him. So everyone else went, and then they talked, and then it was a very funny moment where he was being quiet the whole day because he was seasick. It didn't really have anything to do with him being depressed
mhm,
over not being able to go, even though it was probably a little bit that as well.
mhm,
But uh, yeah, and then they had a nice heart to heart there. She's always very very easy to open up whenever someone shows uh, some sort of passion or interest for diving,
mhm.
and he has moments where he lets that out, and he's like, "No, diving is actually really cool, and I wanna learn more, I wanna dive everywhere."
And yeah, she loves diving. It's also
Yeah.
weird that every time I bring like, think about, like, remember that they're cousins every time? Every time you see them, just remember that they're cousins.
Yeah, so that was something that I remembered and forgot so many times throughout the show because I was like, "Wait, like, they're cousins, right?"
Yeah.
Because, like, they're, like, living together, which is why they're living together, but, like, I guess they make you forget it, or they made me forget it multiple
Mhm.
times because she, like, doesn't want that to get out or something. I remember, like, the first day, she was like, "Don't tell people we're cousins,"
Yeah.
'cause
Don't tell I don't wanna be related to you.
yeah, 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 like, you're terrible. Um, but then even later on, which is something I was also confused about, but, like, yeah, it makes sense now, where she wanted him to pretend that they're dating because she didn't want any other people to, like, get close to her. She,
Mhm,
like, hated everyone. She was like, "Don't don't ask me, don't, like, confess to me or anything."
mhm,
Which again, I was like, they're cousins, right? Like, don't people know that? But people don't know that because she doesn't want anyone to know. So that's how they get away with it, I guess.
mhm,
It's weird, weird stuff. Um, yeah, it was funny. I like the tennis match between them and the tennis club.
mhm.
It was like very unfair. You're the tennis club. You should win immediately. But no, the two big dudes don't wear their name. Don't know their names at all. I think it's like nope, don't know it.
Nope, don't know.
Uh,
Don't know either.
they're really good at tennis. I mean, I don't think they're good at tennis. I just think they can hit the ball really hard, like supersonic speed, you know? And they
Have
immediately
read
just
Grand Blue in a mean minute. I don't think chapters are coming out recently for that, or if they are, they're licensed, so I have to go find my legal ways to get them.
okay. Um, so that's what happens the first round. The second round, it's like the women's match, right? And Chica really good, but her partner, which is the blue haired one, the one who like wears the makeup from time to time,
Mhm.
she's not good,
Cakey,
terrible. Yeah,
cakey,
yeah, that's a nickname for her.
cakey,
I want you to stop calling me that. um,
cakey.
she's not good. She's awful, right? So you know, she's not able to carry them to a win. So final match, we got the last two. It's two leaders or whatever. We got main character, don't remember his name, and then
Is
the
it
the long.
Yori?
Yeah, sure, that could be that. You
Okay.
could have you could have said any name, and I would I would have said yes. um, and then his friend, not friend, right?
His
Um,
weeb friend,
yeah, very very outwardly. Um,
his otaku friend.
and our main guy, Yori, really good. Don't know why he's good. Well, later on we find out why, but he's really good. He's crazy. And his friend, terrible.
Of
We
course.
it's the juxtaposition between their scenes when
Mhm.
he hits the ball super hard, boom, ace, right? And then his friend, ball comes to him and it just gets really slow. He dives really slowly and he completely misses it like 4 times in a row. And I remember there was a little moment after that where they're breathing hard, they're playing tennis,
Yeah.
and his friend is like, "Man, this is not working out," and Yori's like, "No, you're not working out. I'm doing great over here," you know. Um,
These doubles matches, though, they really be not be working out, dude. It's like, man, we're really not doing hot right now, dude. It's like we.
no, 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 no. Um,
That's a word.
yeah, then he has a very good idea to try and hit them with the ball. 'Cause he's quick, he's ace, he has played a game or 2 of Wii tennis, you know? He knows how to do it, and so he's trying to hit him in the body, it's not working, they're dodging it. He then tries to hit the camera, which then gets them to lose a point because the guy doesn't want him to hit the camera, so he dives and hits it out of bounds. And then his friend is like, "Hey, what are you doing? We gotta win this," which he's not justified in any way to be making arguments. He's not good. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing? We listen. We just gotta win. Just do whatever you gotta do. I don't care what it is. Cheat. Use all your tricks or whatever. Doesn't matter." And he's like, "Are you sure? Are you sure it doesn't matter what?" He's like, "Yeah, do it. Doesn't matter." So, so he again. We've seen how hard he can hit the ball. It's Mach speed. He hits him right in the back of the head with with a tennis ball. And probably my favorite thing of that moment is, with the animation, right? When he hits him with the ball, there's no music or anything. It's silent. and and he hits him and the way his head moves, like reacts to it, it's just like on impact, it's just like instantly like it jerks forward or whatever, and he has no reaction because he can't believe what he just did. And it cuts, it's a hard cut, and it cuts back to him and he's just on the ground, he's passed out. For all we know, he could be dead. We don't know, but that was his big brain play to get him injured, and then we sub in the other two guys who, again, I don't think are very good at tennis, but they can hit the ball really hard. you know
If they get that ball, dude, and they hit it,
and then yeah, they win, which is great. It's fun all around.
it's like
uh
Donkey Kong and Mario Party.
yeah. So listen, his die isn't good, but if he gets a 10, um yeah, that was probably one of my favorite, I don't know, episodes, I guess, from the show. It was good. It was a good show. It was funny. I think I gave it. Did I rank it? I think I gave it an 8, maybe. Maybe an 8. It was
I
good.
recommend people who are interested in the show, if they watch episode 2, it will give them an idea of what type of context, where the comedy is coming from, what type of comedy
Yeah.
you'll be expecting in the show.
Mhm.
Because episode 1 kind of like, could be generic. Episode 2 kind of gives you more about what really the show's bringing.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Mhm.
Yeah. I guess probably the only other thing I wanna mention, right, is their scene with him and all of his friends, right, all of his loser friends, right?
Yeah,
Uh, they are upset because one of their friends is broke off, he's gone rogue,
he has a
and
girlfriend.
yes, and they go over to his house, and they're trying everything and every skill at their disposal that they've learned in the 17 or whatever years they've been alive, right? To try and to try and break that up, right? And it's just great. Every tactic they use, it doesn't work, but you can tell it's really annoying. And then it does end with that happening and him being thrown back into their group. I was just like, man, I feel like better friends would have just let him, would have been happy for him,
If
you
we
know?
suffer, he must suffer as
Yeah,
well.
it's yeah, that's literally their mind state. They're just like, "You
It's
cannot leave
funny.
the group," you know?
It's funny in the terms of an anime, but like in real life, it's like just stop, dude. You guys are
Oh,
just
yeah, and in real life, you are all awful people, you know?
in a show. It's like ah ha ha ha. That's
Yeah.
really great, dude.
Uh, yeah, that's pretty much it. It was good. If they ever come out with a second season, I'll watch it. Um, if not, I'll read it, it was good.
Pretty good. Yeah,
Do you know how much the first season covers?
I'll have to go look into that. That's a good question.
I mean, I don't need, like, an exact answer, but, like, w was that, like, a sizable thing, or was that just, like,
I
a
think
little
like
bit?
30 chapters, possibly, maybe more.
Okay. Do you know how many do you know how many chapters there are of it right now? You gotta look it
Please
up? Okay, that's cool.
search. Nope, that was Reddit. Grand Blue. I got 61, so maybe not 30. What I got here?
That'd be half.
20. 20. I think 20 is good for what they have for the first season. Because it's when they first go on the boat to dive, right?
Yeah.
hmm Like after they land in Okinawa.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's like episode 20. So chapter 20. That's about right. They have like 60 now.
Okay.
I will say, they're a lot of good arcs. Like arcs, I say. Is a shock. There's no real arcs in Grand Blue other than like what they're leading up to. I guess what they're
Mm.
more like. Grand Blue is great because of the situational comedy it has, the face expressions that it has, the art style, able to pull it out, like, like exaggerates the normality of situations and
Yeah.
the choices made by certain characters and how weird their intricacies or like their how eccentric they are. Pulls it out.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah, he won.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it.
One of the better comedy to come out recent times. I think honestly, I think this was one of the highest rated I think comedy on Mal for manga.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see the appeal, you know? Uh, so JoJo's, right?
Oh boy, JoJo's Part 7, dude. Did you actually finish it?
No, 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 no.
No. Okay.
Uh, Real quick before we start that, I assume you didn't watch Space Force.
No, I did not.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
I just wanna make sure. Uh,
I will be watching it.
yeah.
I
So
say it as I keep saying.
yeah. If you ever do finish it, then we'll talk about it. But
Mhm.
side note on that, just one thing. It's good. I finished it. It's good.
Mhm. How much was
Um,
it? A 10? You said?
10, yeah.
Okay. And they're like 40-minute episodes,
The
or
the the first one is like 40, but I think all the other ones are like 25 or something.
okay. So like the
Yeah.
first one must have been like they made like an hour special, or whatever, for like
Yeah,
normal
yeah, yeah,
TV,
yeah, I assume.
and they're like, okay,
Yeah. Um, so yeah, JoJo's, right? Didn't finish it. I'm on probably 29, chapter 29,
mhm.
right? First
To clarify,
off,
this is part 7, by the way.
part 7, yeah. Because I was like, "Hey, Ray, what should I read?" And you were like, "JoJo's part 7." And I was like, "Man, there's 7 is not 1." But yeah. First thing, Ray, this has nothing to do with the content of the manga itself. the chapter lengths are ridiculous. I want you to know this. I want you to be aware of this.
Okay. I will also say this: that JoJo's Part 7 was made as a monthly manga. That is
Okay.
as to why
That
he
explains
has
it.
he has he has a month to make a chapter.
Okay.
Mhm.
That explains 2 things. One thing
Okay.
being these chapters being like 50, 60, pages, that's too many. And then
Mhm.
2, it's in color, which was a nice
Yeah,
surprise.
I said yeah. Pick up the colored version because you can like get a feel
Mhm.
for what's happening. Mhm.
I was like, "Man, they started off with some color stuff, and then it kept going." I was like, "Oh, this whole thing is in color. That's cool." Um, so I guess to start this off, right, my question to you would be, why?
Why?
Yeah, why?
Why JoJo's Part
Why
7?
why JoJo's Part 7? What about this is, why?
I've read I think all of JoJo's right now. I've read Part 1 to Part 8.
Okay.
Well, I read. I didn't read Part 1 to Part 8. I've read Part 6 to Part 8. I've watched Parts 1 through 5. All of it.
Well, we watched an episode of JoJo's.
We watched an episode of JoJo's Part 1,
It
maybe.
mi it was either Part 1 or Part 2?
We saw Part 4. We saw a Part 4 episode.
Part 4? Okay.
We saw a Part 4 episode.
Man, that was
We,
cool.
we saw
Didn't
Part 4.
really know what was going on,
But
but,
let me hit you with this. Okay, so JoJo's, okay, Parts 1 through 6 is a collective being
okay.
by
So,
itself.
so okay.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So, like, Part 6 is supposed to be the ending of JoJo's.
It's like how Endgame was the end to the Infinity Saga.
Mhm.
Well,
So,
no,
Part 7,
actually Far From Home was,
so it's
but
like, let me hit this. Like, so Part 1 of JoJo's takes place during, like, what, 1800 something? Like that Victorian era or something like
okay, yep,
that? Okay.
yep.
Like, late Victorian era? Like 1890 something or whatever. That's Part 1 of JoJo's. Okay. What does Part 7 of JoJo start about?
About there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like 1800s or something like that?
Yeah. It's a reset, dude.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So Part 7 is a reset of the original JoJo series, where it's essentially him, like, he was like, I'm going to redo JoJo's, in quotation mark, redo JoJo's.
God.
I'm going to start JoJo's again, okay? Except it's a different story entirely. Nothing is related at all to Part 1 through 6. This is
Same
originally when it
characters?
was different everything, okay?
Oh,
Different
okay.
universe and everything. It kind of goes over this in Part 6, but it doesn't matter. Because Part 6 is, again, it's an ending to an era. That was supposed to
Mhm.
be him ending it. When he first wrote Part 7, he wrote it as Steel Ball Run,
Okay.
where at first it was its own thing. He named it Steel Ball Run originally. And people are like, whoa, what is Steel Ball Run? It's so cool, dude. What do you mean? And it's like, oh, it's, and then like halfway through, he's like, okay, JoJo's Part 7.
Oh, okay.
Or like JoJo's Steel Ball Run. Not
Mhm,
Part 7, but Steel Ball Run. Yeah. It's like, at first it was its own thing. It was an entity. Then he's thinking about it, and he's like, this could be another section of JoJo's. Part 7 is in nowhere related to anything else in JoJo's. You saw
mhm.
Part 4. Part 4 takes place in like the 80s, I'm pretty sure. The 1980s, okay? It's like, you don't worry about that. That's all gone. All the stuff that you know, you know nothing about JoJo's really. You just saw
Nothing
like
new.
the one Part 4 episode, the restaurant episode. I gotta be real specific. You
I
saw the
know, like,
restaurant episode.
some memes here and there, but yeah.
Yeah. You can just throw it all aside. Part 7 is new, okay? Part 7 is a collective story by itself, as a singular part. Without knowing anything else about JoJo's, Part
Mhm.
7 is by far the greatest part story wise from front to finish.
Okay,
Being
so,
in.
is that your opinion or is that, like, JoJo fans agree?
Everyone agrees Part 7 is legendary on its own, and it can
Okay,
stand as its own a great manga. Without
okay.
contest.
So, yeah. Hold on, let me just no, I remember. Okay, so, for context for you, Ray,
Hmm.
I ended at, they just encountered this, like, hook dude. You know, he has, like,
Okay,
steel
yeah.
cables with
I
hooks at
got
the
the,
end.
the hooks, yep, the hooks, yep. Okay, got it.
Weird thing to add like that.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, so, what am I gonna tell you about? Okay, the weird mummy hand thing, that's
Mhm.
weird. That's a
Yeah,
weird thing. I guess that was, like, giving Johnny his powers,
yeah.
or, it seems anyway.
Mhm.
Um, so no future spoilers, right? So you
Okay.
don't answer this if you can't. Has he had this in him since the beginning of the manga?
So
Since the
the hand
beginning
is
of
new. The hand is new.
So, like, he, like, just got this and I just
The hand
missed
is
it?
yeah, the hand is new. It's literally just happening.
Okay.
Mm,
But, like, that wasn't, like, inside of him and now he just
no,
discovered it?
no.
Okay,
It's brand new. This thing just came up.
okay.
Mhm.
So that's cool. Him, like, wanting is it, Gyro?
Gyro, yeah, man.
Gyro? Okay. You know what? As I said it, gyro makes sense out loud as I'm saying it because his whole thing is the ball. That makes
Yeah.
more sense. In my head, I've been saying gyro, but
Mhm,
that makes sense. Um, him, like, having a it's kinda like a Pokemon rivalry with
mhm,
Johnny and Gyro,
mhm,
where he's just like, "I hate you, you did that. I wanna," but, like, at the same time, "I wanna learn from you," you
mhm.
know? "You can be my Professor Oak and my Blue."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm, mhm.
Um,
Gyro and Johnny are like every character, by the way, in this manga who are main characters, wonderful.
I agree. Yeah.
Mhm. Like there's
Uh,
like Gyro and Johnny have their own like their own air about them that
mhm.
keeps them, and you just want to learn more about what makes them this way.
Yeah, same. Yeah, yeah, I
Mhm.
agree. With his whole, going off of that, Gyro's backstory, right? With him being like an executioner or him like
Yeah.
whole family thing, and then him finally being an executioner, but then him not wanting to kill that boy because
Mhm.
he's like, that doesn't seem right. He doesn't seem guilty. And his dad is like, it doesn't matter. The king brings us a head and we chop it. That's what we do.
Mhm.
We're choppers. And so yeah, I guess that's why he's doing this. Is
Mhm.
he's trying to get the money, and then the money will pay for like
For the
amnesty?
boy, the money would pay for the boy, yeah, to save his life.
Okay.
Mhm.
Um, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Because technically, the boy has committed treason, as we know.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mhm. I
Uh,
wasn't sure if like you've already read that part, so I really want to abstain from saying anything about Gyro
yeah,
specifically until you said
yeah,
that
yeah. Yeah,
subject. So yeah.
I mean, yeah, treason, quote unquote.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, we don't believe he did anything. I mean, again, I don't know, but maybe he's a mastermind. At the
Mhm.
end, we're like, oh, you know, but
This man put a
um,
knife inside the shoe.
yeah, um, yeah, yeah. And then, he talked about all the characters are interesting. So some of
Mhm.
the characters, one of my favorite ones, just because I thought his power was really cool, was
Is
I
it
don't know how to.
Poco Loco?
Okay, no, but yes, Poco Loco is crazy, and I hope we see way more of him. Uh, because yeah, his whole thing is he has luck,
Yeah.
and
As long as he listens to whatever that voice tells him, he'll
yeah, like
always
weird
be
thing.
lucky.
Yeah, and like there's so many times where it's like, no, he doesn't have luck. Like, look at him, he's getting hit by 16 branches in a row. You know what I mean? But then he
Mhm.
falls off the horse, and now he's dodging everything. It was all planned, even if he didn't plan it. You
Mhm.
know, that was really cool. And like on top of that, his whole personality is just really good. He's really outgoing. He's just bombastic all the way through. He's great. He's good. Um, but I don't know how to describe him. He's like, okay, I don't know how to physically describe him, but his power was he, could, like, put, like, pins in things and they would explode.
Okay, yeah. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Yep. Mhm.
and, his introduction was great, which, didn't fully describe his power at the beginning, but when, the dude was it Dio? No, it wasn't Dio. It was the, like cowboy guy, the, like, cowboy rope guy.
Mountain Tim.
Yeah, Mountain Tim, yeah.
Mhm.
That's a great name. Um, he, like, grabbed onto him on his shoulder, and his shoulder ripped off, and I was like, "Oh my god."
Mhm.
Oh, but then you realize that, like, part of his body ripped off, or maybe his clothes might not have been his body, but, and then, yeah, he had, like, the pins in him, and he exploded, and I was like, that seems like an OP power, you know?
Mhm.
Uh, but then his, like, rope thing, which is also really cool and really, like, creative. I think whoever writes it, I don't know if you know his name, author of
Araki.
JoJo's.
Yep.
Yeah. He's, like, really, creative. Creative
Yeah.
isn't the right word, but
I
it's a good word.
like again, so like let me hit you this. Okay, so going back to Rocky now, this is another thing out of context.
Uh,
Parts 3 through 6 is the introductions of stands. So you already like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you
Yeah,
get
yeah,
the
I already got it. Yeah.
you already got stands down, right? Parts 3 to 6 is the intro. Parts 1 and 2, no stands. No stands at all. It's like by now in part 7, he has an idea of what makes stands interesting
Mhm.
and what actually makes a good stand, you know? Like he has it in his head, you know, of like what the limitations are, what he could do with them. Things
Yep.
that people like, things that people don't like, things that make them strong, things that give like glaring weaknesses even though they are strong, ways to balance out things. He has that down by science now. So
Mm.
he's writing this with precision.
Yeah, I mean, that was cool. You know, it kinda reminds me of, like, My Hero, where it's like,
Mhm.
not all My Hero powers are, like, cool, you know, so they're just, like, whatever, right? But some of them really inventive and really creative, you know? Um, but yeah, so you got, like, the thing coming off, and then it it just, like, got better and better and better every time when Johnny and Gyro were running after him, because like, he was putting, pins in, like, animals and, like, rats, I think it
And in
was.
the water even.
And then in the water, and then the craziest one was when he was, like, smoking a cigarette or something, and he
He
put it
put
in the
pins in the smoke.
smoke. I was like, "Oh, that's cool." That was
Very
very
inventive. Yeah.
yes, inventive, yeah. Um, but he didn't win, right?
No,
Did
no, he lost.
yeah, Gyro beat him? I don't know, I don't wanna ask, but
Johnny or Jara beat him up.
yeah. Um, another ones is the, like, family, the, like,
Oh yeah,
Steel, the Iron family? Yeah, it's not Steel,
the four
right?
people.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because I think it, Control Metal was, like,
Mhm.
magnetized also?
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know if they can control metal. Oh, they're probably like Magneto, right? Where they don't actually control metal, they just control the, like, magnetic field around. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Um, yeah, they're cool. I didn't know where I was going with that.
It gets cooler as it goes on. They get more interesting in what's happening in the
Yeah,
stands and all that. And
yeah,
like again, another thing why I said read this one specifically. You don't have to read part 3 through 6 or whatever,
mhm,
like to understand what a stand is. They literally have the stand essay or whatever that he wrote. It's like, what are stands? Read this
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Go through it. Like, this is what stands are. I was like, it's a very good thing for someone who has no you don't have any experience with JoJo's. If
yep.
you read that, you're like, okay, well, I get an idea now of how this operates.
Um, we had, Dio turn into a dinosaur.
Dino Dio.
Yeah, dino it makes sense, you know? I mean, listen, if your name is in the word, then, you shouldn't even question it. You should be like, "This
And
was
now
my
that's his thing.
destiny."
Now that's his thing, dude. He's like, now I'm a dinosaur.
Mhm.
He
But, like,
picked up.
right now, um, he just kinda ran off. I don't think we've seen him. I think we had, like, the fight with him. I was like, "Oh, this is weird," and then it was like, "Don't move. He won't he can't see you." It's a very
Yeah.
movie thing, right?
Mhm.
And then, oh, that's what happened, right? And then it worked, but then he saw the little ball, the little steel ball, and
Mhm.
then Johnny was like, "Yo, Gyro, uh, he knows that the steel ball always returns to you. So now he's looking at the steel ball, he's gonna follow it to us." But then Gyro, like, made it, he used the steel ball to, like, flatten his legs. The steel
Mhm.
ball just went right over his legs into a wall, and then Dio, the dinosaur, hit the wall. It was very, have you seen Jimmy Neutron?
Yeah.
Do you remember the episode where they went back in time and with
Yes.
the dinosaurs? They did that with a dinosaur. They had to make a time machine out of rocks and crystal, clay and crystal, and there was big crystals in the wall of the cliff, and Jimmy was like, "I need a piece of this, right? I need a piece of this crystal. Can't break it though. We don't have tools." So what he did was he tricked the T-Rex into headbutting into the crystals. Crystals broke. They got a time machine.
Very good summary.
That's how it worked. That's the same thing, you know? So then Dio the dinosaur knocked out, he's gone. So I think that's the last we saw of him. We haven't seen him, like, transform back into human form or anything like that.
Yeah.
He's just out.
Yeah, he's bounced. He bounced, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, he did it doesn't matter because, right after that, we saw a bigger dinosaur because they were, like, laying on a cow, but the cow turned into a dinosaur or something, or the
Yeah.
cow was a dinosaur, they just didn't realize.
So the power is like that. Literally, like anything they want turns into dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. But I think the, like, exactly where I ended was, those people on the train. I don't remember who they are. Oh, like the president of the United States, I guess,
Yeah.
is there. That was a shock. I was like, "Oh, okay." Um, they're like they're obviously the ones trying to figure out where the mummy parts are.
Mm,
I don't know if they're mummy. I think that's what they said. Doesn't matter. Uh, and the one guy has like a heart, and I think the heart is a piece of a thing, which is what he says,
yeah.
'cause he also has the same marks that Johnny does on his arm. Well, not the exact same, but, and, and then we cut back to Johnny and Gyro, and they already passed the 2nd stage, like, way long ago. They're 2nd stage
Mhm.
down, they're on going to 3rd stage, and it's nighttime, and, this is, like, during the dinosaur fight, I think. They see the mountain ridge, and then the stars make up the same, markings that Johnny
So, like,
has on his
yep.
arm. So they're like, it's on top of that mountain, and I think that's where it ended, where it was Gyro being like, "Corpse part on top of that mountain, Johnny," and Johnny was like, "I gotcha. We'll
Yeah.
do it." Yeah. The hook guy was weird, I didn't like that. Like, hooking into people, I was
Mhm.
like, "Ah, stop. No, don't do that."
Mhm.
He
Yeah, with the hook
also
coming, like, from his mouth too. It was like,
yeah, it was so, like, I didn't see this until, like, halfway through because I just,
mhm.
I suck. He was, like, sending hooks through, like, dish of
Yeah, so, like,
water or
he's
something?
water, yeah, so, like, he has to put it through the water, and it goes anywhere he wants.
Anywhere.
As long as, like, well, through the sky, I guess. Like, I
Does it
think
have
they
to
were
be,
coming from
like
clouds, is what they were coming from.
does it have to be, like, in his sight line? Or, like, it could be, like, anywhere on Earth?
I think he just has to know where it has to go.
Okay, so he has to have, like, a location in mind.
Mhm.
That makes sense, yeah.
I think they're
That's
coming
all
from the clouds because like, it goes, like, water from water.
but, like, he also puts some in, like, feathers, and then he
Yeah.
puts one
I don't remember exactly. I think he
like,
just needs the water then.
he puts one in, like, a bug too, because
Yeah.
Johnny, very smart, he knows that they're coming, from the sky. He's like,
Mhm.
"Can't have that, so I'm gonna hide under a rock." So it's sort of like hanging rock thing, and he's like, "I'm safe." The hooks, they get to me, and they kinda, like, stop at the rock. You can't do it. Um, but then a, like, bug comes in, and he's like, "Shoo." He goes to shoo it, and then as he shoos it, a hook comes out of the bug into his hand. It's like, "Oh, man, didn't expect that?"
Mhm.
We got, what's the bug guy from Naruto? Shino or something like that? No,
Yeah,
it's
you know,
Shino? Yeah. Oh,
yep,
man, I'm good.
so good.
Um, yeah. He's way cooler than this guy, though.
Shino's pretty cool, dude.
Like, I feel like Sasuke is, like, edgy cool.
Mhm.
Shino is just cool, though. You know what I mean? He's
Shino's
just cool,
Shino's
you
weird when
know?
you think that it's, like, bugs, when you think about, like, it's bugs, it's you. You got
Yeah.
bugs everywhere. But then, like, Shino's just like a monster with it though, where it's like, okay.
I just thought of it in my head. I was like
Yeah.
or okay, so in my head just now, right, I was like, "Man, yeah, he got bugs in him, right? That's gross." So it'd be
Mhm.
funny if, like, with the r realization, that's the word I was looking for. With the realization, everyone's like, "Man, he's got bugs in him, that's crazy." And then Shino's, like, right there, like, Shino's always right there, he's always next to him. He hears that, and he's like, "Yeah, I got bugs in me, whatever." And then it cuts back to Naruto and them, and they're like, "Oh, that's creepy. Like, what if he is a bug, right? Like, we don't know. He could be a bug." And it cuts back to Shino, and he just has like a bug head. You know? He's like, "What are you guys talking?"
It was under Kakashi's mask, a big pair of lips.
Uh, so like in the manga, do we actually see his mouth? Because okay, so that part in the manga, right? It's kind of like a OVA of sorts.
I think you do see it, like, in the mirror.
Because I know Uh, I read the manga as well as
Mhm,
watched the show, right?
mhm.
I didn't watch the show past a certain point though, because I watched the show
You were just,
and
like,
then I
fillers
started
to, like,
reading.
yeah.
I watched basically all of Naruto, and then I read the rest of the way. So I basically read
Mhm.
Shippuden, right?
Oh, so
Uh,
you're fine then. Okay.
yeah, I know everything, but like I didn't. I watched certain episodes of Shippuden, but
Mhm,
I remember watching that OVA. They put it out as an OVA. That kind of episode with them trying to remove Kakashi's mask, right?
Mhm.
And I remember in one of them, an anime or the manga, one of them they don't show it, and one of them they do. I don't remember
I think
which
the
is which though.
manga. Don't think the manga shows it. Or maybe the anime doesn't show it. What I remember
Yeah,
seeing it. I'm
I
gonna be
don't
honest.
remember because I know one of them shows it, and I was like, because I remember it happens because I was like, "Oh, wait, that was different than the manga, or that was different than the anime." Yeah, like whatever it was, right?
Mhm.
That was different, you know? I wonder why they did that, you know? I don't know. Yeah.
I yeah, no idea. Cannot remember that.
What were we
Can I
just
even
talking about?
remember?
JoJo's, that's what we're talking about.
Remember Jojo. Yeah. For someone who's like part 7, thoughts on it right now, you're only like 30 chapters in.
Yeah, I think I'm on literally like 29. I might
Yeah.
just finish 29 or something.
Well, let me see what chapter 29 is, just to at least because I've
Sure,
already read JoJo's twice. I'm not gonna
go
lie to you.
ahead,
Part
dude.
7. I read JoJo's part 7 twice. 'Cause I love it so much. It's too good.
I'm gonna be honest, the aesthetic wasn't my favorite at the beginning. I was
Mhm.
like, "Oh, man, it's like Western." I'm like, That's not, like, amazing." You know, like,
Mhm.
Western stuff is cool, but it's, like, probably one of my least favorite just, like, settings, you know?
Mhm.
Like, I like, Westworld is cool. I've seen, like, the first season or 2 of Westworld.
It's a bit
That's
sci-fi
kinda
now, Westworld. Yeah.
yeah,
You make
exactly.
a
It's
point there.
but, like, this, I was like, "Oh, like, cowboys and stuff," not saying it wasn't going to be good, and obviously
Mhm.
I like it now, but at the time, I was just like, "I don't know if I'm gonna like this." This might be the first recommendation that I'm like, "I can't do it, sorry."
Mhm.
You know? But it's
And
good
then
so
as you got
far.
into it, though, you were like, "Okay,
Yeah.
I'm vibing."
Because it's crazy, and JoJo's from what I know, just from, like, memes and stuff, JoJo's is crazy, and this is as well. So it's good, you
Like,
know?
yeah, there's still memes from this. There's memes from this that like most people haven't memed it yet hard because most people are anime watchers.
Mhm.
No one's really a manga reader to make memes from. The biggest meme I know, I'm not sure if you've already read it, is like where they're talking about mozzarella and pizza.
I don't think so.
Yeah, they're just singing a song about mozzarella and pizza. One of the memes
Yeah.
that.
Another weird thing, again, there's some weird things that I'm like, "Ah, I don't really like this." The one being the hook thing, like, "Nah, get that outta here, right? Stop. Just just please stop showing it," you know? The other thing is him spinning the nails. Like, "Ah, I don't like
The
that."
nail spinning.
Yeah, it's,
You're gonna be seeing that a lot more. I'm sorry.
yeah, I don't like it. I also didn't understand it at first because it didn't look like nails, you know?
Because it's like it
To
just hovers, right? Just hovers over his
yeah,
finger.
but, like, also, like, the color, like, I guess nails are probably clear, right?
Yeah, they're
Like, in real
clear.
life, probably
Yeah,
clear? So, like, I guess that makes sense, but at the time, I was like, I feel like they should be, like, pink or, like,
yeah.
brown or, like, a skin color,
Hmm.
but I guess they were clear. But also, to me, it looked more like, contact lenses.
It does look like contact lenses.
I was like, "That's weird." Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah.
So yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, it was
But from
good.
what I'm seeing, like you're just gonna be continuing scary monsters
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah, I think it was just Scary Monsters Part 2, I think I just
Mhm.
finished.
Yeah, so you're
I
gonna
don't
be
know how
hitting
many
it now.
parts there are, but
And like you're gonna be hitting one of my favorite sections, the True Man's World. Pretty good.
yeah, I'm excited for it, you know?
Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff in here. Like and like the characters just get better and better. There's like again, no character I've actually felt like when I was reading it, that's a main character,
Mhm.
has actually made me feel sad about anything. It just feels that they're all well made and polished. Like, I was expecting like, because I've read all the watched all JoJo's. I was like, maybe I was going in like kind of low expectations. I heard it was really good. I
Mhm.
was like, yeah, man. I was like, not really feeling it. Like, I can understand why people hype it up because it's JoJo's, but like, I'm like, all right, maybe
Sure,
it's
yeah.
not that. No, it's actually it deserves the hype completely. It knows what it. He knows what he was doing when he wrote it completely.
Yeah, I was afraid, going into JoJo's. I mean, with this, but then also previously, I mean, again, JoJo's one of those things that you just hear about, right? As an anime fan,
Mhm.
you just hear about it, right? So it's always there, and I've always wanted to start it because, it's always there. I feel like every anime fan, once you get to a certain extent, there's, like, certain anime that you have to try out, right? And, I was always afraid though that it would just be memes and, like, it would just be, like, crazy ridiculous stuff, and that's why people like it, and there wouldn't be an actual story, you know? But no, like, so far, part 7 is a real story. There's actually some, like, touching moments, especially with, like, Gyro's backstory, so it's good,
It's a
it
weird thing they
actually
did that, like, sorry for interrupting. Like
no, no, go
continue
ahead.
right now. Oh,
No, I didn't have anything else. That was it.
or is it? Okay.
Yeah,
I was just gonna go off saying like JoJo's like part 1 through 6. It's completely detached from this. So like at that point, it's up to you if you really want to find out what's happening. That it's like not
yeah,
all related,
mhm,
completely separate. This one. The sad thing is, what I'm doing here. I'm giving you the best part.
yeah,
I'm really saying like this is it. This is the best of JoJo's. And now you may be like, now I may not want to go do everything else, and this is the best because this is like
yeah. I mean, it
one of-
it depends. It depends on how much I like this. I mean, you said there's, like, a part 8 too?
part 8. You can do part 8. Part 8's still not done. It's still going.
Okay. I mean,
Part 8 continues off in this universe.
it'll just depend on how much I like part 7, how much, if I do have that moment of, like, "Yeah, I'll go back, why not?" I mean, it'll take me a while, whether I
Mhm.
read it or watch it, but the episode we saw, it was good, I enjoyed it, it was funny, it did have it was only 1 episode, so I can't
Because
tell
you
if there
saw
was,
the
like
parts 4 restaurant episode. You saw the restaurant episode, right?
yeah, 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 yeah.
So that was parts 4 right there. The
Yeah, and I was
restaurant.
like, that was good, that was entertaining, I didn't, like, regret watching or anything. So, you know
I'm just gonna give you a brief summary of JoJo's. Not summary of what the actual contains, but like of what each part could be.
yeah, sure.
Part 1, it's gonna be a classic hero story.
Mhm.
Part 2, you got a man who likes to outwit people. Part 3 is the introduction of stands.
Okay,
So like this is like basically part 3 is just stands. Okay, it's just introducing stands entirely. Part 4, we're continuing. So part 3 is like the end of like a saga of the beginning,
okay,
a soft end. Part 4 is like the beginning of the second half, really, where it's more like a crime mystery thriller. What's happening there in part 4?
okay.
Part 5, mafia boy, and part 6 is we're in a prison now.
Oh, nice. I can see how that would lead off of the mafia.
Mhm. Well, it's all different characters. So
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
I think that's the beauty about JoJo is that each arc is a different main character. So you're
Oh,
never
okay.
like stuck with like the same person. Like it's like part 1, you got like your main character. Part 2, you got your main character. Part 3, they're all independent of each other. But the story for 1 to 6 is cohesive together. Where it's like that's one thing. But parts 1 through 3, you could be like, well, parts 1 through 3 could be its
Mhm.
own thing. Where like that's it. Then you got like parts 4 through 6 could be its own thing as a continuation of like the aftermaths of part 2 3. Or you can be like together. They're just like really like you can put them all like one big piece.
So it's like an anthology.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you could say it like that. It is. Just think about it like as like the story of the JoJo family from like this point in time to this point in time,
sure, yeah.
where they're all JoJos. It's just their family going through. Okay, this is like what's happening in a line. This is from this point in time, like 1800
Yeah,
to like the 2000s. You're going through the family line. This is
okay.
what's happening in the story. That's parts 1 through 6.
Do we see
Just
9
following the family.
do we see 9/11?
Don't think you see 9/11,
Oh, okay.
but I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay.
Don't remember. I don't remember.
Yeah.
You do see Disneyland, I guess.
Oh,
Disney
yeah.
World. Disney World because it takes place in Florida
Mhm.
for part 6. Disney World,
So,
but
yeah, I don't have anything else about JoJo's.
just read.
It was good.
That's all. That's all I got. I may just read honestly just to catch up where you're at. So just let me know. I literally
Yeah.
will.
I mean, I'll definitely try my hardest to finish it before, Saturday or whatever,
Mhm.
next time.
Okay. Because like I'll
Again,
reread it.
these chapters, they're longer, you see it's like, "Oh, it's like
Again,
100 chapters." No, in reality, it's like 200 chapters.
I'm sorry. So like it's a monthly manga. I'm sorry. I forgot the
Yeah,
length of chapter. I looked at the number of chapters. Now
yeah.
I was like it's
No,
pretty
I mean,
short, dude. Did
it's
not
not your
forgot
fault.
it was a monthly.
Yeah, it's not your fault. I was just, "Man, these chapters are long chapters," it's like I've been reading for an hour and I've only done 2 you know what I mean?
Forgot it was
Uh,
a monthly. I'm sorry.
yeah. No, it's
It
good. I mean,
mhm,
it gives more space to actually flesh out what's happening,
mhm,
without having to end it like, "Oh, it's the last page, so we gotta do like a cliffhanger or something," you know?
mhm. I will say the good thing about that like because he's doing monthly now, it gives him so much time to like develop something.
Yeah, yeah.
The monthly manga I do respect because it gives them again the author has so much more work to work with. Where sometimes it's like weekly chapter you get like 20, you know what I mean? You're 20, you're like that's cool.
Mhm.
Monthly you get like your 50,
Yep.
and you're like that's basically double.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, when was the last time you checked on One Piece?
I did check on it recently, to be honest.
Yeah.
Michael Hughes was asking me about One Piece.
Yeah, because I want to at some point consume One Piece, whether it be the manga or the anime. You know what I
Let me
mean?
tell you where it's at right now because they do have their schedule available on their website.
Okay.
Let me see One Piece.
And so One Piece, for anyone who doesn't know, One Piece is a manga then turned anime. It's uh, deemed as one of the greatest of both. In my very, outward looking in opinion. And Ray here is caught up in the manga. Oh, he's
I've
super.
consumed
He
all of
all
it.
you know, and I haven't seen any of it. Well, no, I did see. We watched the first episode of One Piece. It
We
was like
did see the
4.
first episode. I'd rather you watch again episode of East Blue because
Okay. Um,
my
yeah.
personal
So
opinion. I'm sorry, I have my
no,
own
you're fine.
opinion for One Piece.
Uh,
Okay, so this for newer episodes in One Piece, I say new in quotation marks.
yeah.
Uh, but they've got from NES Lobby to like past whatever we're on right now, Wano
Mhm.
completed. So NES Lobby, I guess people can say maybe like 1/3 and up through the series. They have all that. So 1/3 and on of the series, they have either working on or they have them completed.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure they have them completed as I'm looking through them right now.
Um,
Yeah, this is completed.
and so yeah. So One Piece, super long manga, super long anime, right? One Piece is a thing that's just some dudes, right? Some people that were just like, hey, we're gonna take all this anime because it's a lot. We're gonna chop it down. We're gonna condense it. Try to give you the best parts, the essential parts, just as a way to, I guess, consume it faster than if you would watching it episode by episode. Because again, to me, it's probably the longest manga, longest anime, or at least one of them
It's
that I've seen.
pretty long, dude. It's like 900 plus chapters.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess there's just a one pace. You pace it.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just kind of the way it is. So that was something that I was thinking, whether I watch it or read it, I don't know. Um, yeah, I do want to
Yeah,
consume it at some point so I can talk to you about it.
what I say to everyone is, if who wants to be interested in One Piece, it is a choice to take One Piece because it's
It's
so
definitely a
long.
journey, you
I
know?
would never force someone to. Again, there's people out there who like to. This is atypical JoJo fans. Watch JoJo's. Watch JoJo's. Like, why are you not watching JoJo's? Cough, cough. I'd like to point at my brother sometimes. Like you, I act like an atypical JoJo's fan sometimes, trying to force people to consume this. Where in my opinion, I'm like, listen, I did it with you just now, or like earlier this week, I guess, where I was like, part seven's it. You're solid. Don't worry about anything else. Part 7 is so good by itself that you don't have to care about the rest of JoJo's. This is just good
Mhm.
to read. It's just good to consume. And then from there, whatever you want. I don't
Yeah,
really think any part really reaches the part 7 as well as anything else because part 7 is just that good. It's well written and sound.
yeah.
One Piece, I can't be like, man, you know what you should do? You should just watch One Piece. Where do I start? Well, you can start from episode 1 and then go to episode like 800, dude. No, garbage.
So, well, there's this thing called numbers, right? And you start with 1.
Okay, so I was wrong. They have mostly everything done. They have post war for like starting from 1/3 side. Okay, so
Mhm.
1/3 of the show. Okay, and onward until post war. That means nothing to you because you have no idea what post
Yeah,
war is.
sure.
Post war they don't have incompleted, but post war and on is also completed. So literally, the smallest segment of the show they have for that time, from 1/3 of the show and on, the smallest arc potentially is incomplete.
Okay.
Which is good. That's good because literally post war, those episodes they're pretty small. You can binge them if you wanted to. Normally, that's how small it is. The
Okay.
first third of the show is not completed. What I was looking at,
I might
but they have
I'm
most of it.
I might try to start that and just, like, make it like an ongoing thing, my, like, journey into, you know?
So like I'm looking right now again. So like what my recommendations is for anyone who actually wants to get into One Piece. Okay, highly recommend right now for anyone. If you really want to get into One Piece, I recommend. Okay, if you really want to get into One Piece, I keep repeating myself. I was
It's
a
all
couple
good.
ways about going about this. Couple ways about going. You can either do one. Okay, watch One Piece until Orange Town. Okay, this is the first 8 episodes. Okay, you can do that. The first 8 episodes of the show. Okay,
Mhm.
then after watching until the first 8 episodes. Okay, take it upon yourself and watch episode of East Blue. This is what I recommend. Episode of East Blue is a special that came out I think either 2 years ago. I'd like to say
Mhm.
that summarizes the main parts of the original story until what episode? There's no episode here, so until I guess here it is. There's episodes until like episode like maybe like 45 or 46 or 44. We'll say episode 44. Okay, it covers till episode 44. All right, you feel good there. You got through Arlong Park. Then you watch episode 18 of One Piece, just normal One Piece. Episode 18.
Okay.
That is like the base summary of like the first arc of the show, the first arcs, and it gets you in kind of like so that special is like an hour and a half. Okay, I'm literally saving you. Like, what's 45 episodes?
I mean, I don't know. Like I don't know.
What's like 35 episodes? Like 35 episodes. That's like what, like 17 hours, maybe less, like 15 hours. I'll go lowball that.
Yeah, probably.
So let's say 15 hours. I'm literally saving you 15 hours of time.
Yeah.
I'm saying
That's a
watch
lot.
8 episodes. I'm saying watch 8 episodes if you want of OG One Piece, or watch One Piece because One Piece has up to Orange Town as well, which is like 7 episodes as well. So it's like you pick one or the other, and it's like doesn't matter at that point.
Mhm.
You just watch them, okay? You're good. You're set. Episode of East Blue, an hour and a half. It's gonna summarize a little bit of what happens there, but it's gonna have everything else. You'll be fine. That trims it down so much because the beginning's a bit slow. I like to.
Sure.
It's slow. It's slow. I I have my complaints. You watch Gaimon's episode 18 because episode 18 I can guarantee you is not an episode of East Blue because it's one episode. It does not. They're like it doesn't deserve to be in here. You should already know. Episode 18 is very important. Like episode 18, the crux of One Piece is an episode of 18. That means nothing to you. The viewers,
Yeah.
no one knows what episode 18 is except for me, except for people who know One Piece. Episode 18 is the crux of One Piece. As in, like, what is One Piece? Why are the people doing for this? You know, why is this a big thing? Why is it a big deal?
Mhm.
Episode 18 literally explains that. At least in like a basic term, like a basic function. That like, okay, this kind of makes sense now. That's what episode 18 is. It's kind of important only for that reason.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
Then you get like the rest. They have a bunch of stuff. One Piece has like up to Whiskey Peak and then from there. So it's like 6 episodes. And then the rest of it they don't have done until like nope, it's just awful. Okay. It's just sad. Okay. Well the most of it's done though. So I mean I'm saving you some time. I mean like this is like so like they have up to like Whiskey Peak, which is episode 67. So like that's like you get 20 more episodes done with 6 episodes they have there. They got 20 episodes in 6, okay? That they trimmed that down pretty well. It's like a little bit more than 3 episodes per episode. That's pretty good. Then they get you Little Garden. Little Garden through Jaya is incomplete, which is suck. That's suck. You know what? Because you're missing Alabasta. And, like these words mean nothing. These are like empty words. But like if you're gonna watch One Piece, I'm gonna recommend anyone to stop at episode 130, and then from there you decide if you want to continue or not. Because 130 is the end of Alabasta. I believe. Let me see. I want to see if I'm actually correct on that or not. One Piece episode 131. Yeah, so episode 130 is the actual, and then you decide if you want to continue watching the show or not. Correct. But One Piece hasn't done it yet. They haven't made to Alabasta. So, and Alabasta's like, here's the graph of One Piece with my fingers. Is this the left side of the camera for you, or the right side?
Right. Yep.
Okay. Look, this is One Piece going right here. So One Piece is like
Yep.
going up, right?
Yeah,
You
it's
hit
going up.
Alabasta, right? This
Yep.
Alabasta's peak, right?
Oh
We're
man,
talking
there's
top of the
peak.
screen.
Yep.
It takes like a little tiny
Ooh,
down. So
that is
it, it,
negative. That
it,
is.
it's not going super down. Okay, let me just do like this. It's like
It
this. It's
feels
like
pretty down.
it's down where it was. Okay, it's like slowly going, right? Slowly going. Okay, so we get like this is the new trend right now. So it's like slowly going. We'll say this is the
Yep.
peak right here.
Oh sure,
The
yeah.
peak is right. It's going down slowly, right?
Mhm.
Then
Yep.
you hit water 7, and it's curving
Oh, it's
back,
going up.
curving back.
Oh,
And
parabola.
it just keeps going. From here,
Oh man,
it just doesn't
man,
stop. It just doesn't stop.
man, it's
The
off.
rise doesn't stop.
It's off the screen. How do I can't tell.
It just keeps going. That's my personal opinion on One Piece. No, people may disagree with that and be like, Alabasta, it's not slow or anything. I think it slows down past Alabasta. Once you hit Enies Lobby, I think from there it starts peaking again. But that's just
Mhm.
my personal opinion. People have their own opinions about One Piece. I think that the arcs between them are still powerful arcs, as in they're still good for the series and like important because they show off things that are necessary for the continuation of what's happening and like the big overall story of like there's stuff happening between Alabasta and Enies Lobby that are
Yeah.
big and important, but they make no sense though, or they make sense in like the smallest ways possible early on, and they expand upon themselves later. One Piece is something I'm kind of passionate about. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, no, that's cool, yeah. It's,
Fastly One Piece. I'm just gonna repeat it again.
you're no, go ahead.
8 episodes. 8 episodes of One Piece. I recommend watching One Piece because it's 7 episodes,
Mhm.
and it's the manga as well. The manga has a better opening than the show. Personal opinion as well. The show has you with like Luffy, and like he's already like out and he's in a barrel. Sorry to scrap that, dude. I don't want him in a barrel. Like, show me that how it starts in like chapter 1, dude. Young Luffy, boy Luffy.
Mhm.
Kind of explains a bit more. Episode of East Blue covers that anyway, so it's fine. First 8 episodes. You go episode of East Blue, that's an hour and a half. So you already have, in theory, this is like 2 hours. So you have 3 hours and a half, right? Then you watch another episode, so it's 4 hours. 4 hours, and you're already past how many episodes? This is anyone's opinion, by the way.
Mhm.
4 hours, and you're already past 44 episodes, dude. I'm saving you 18 hours of your life by just doing that.
Mm,
4 hours, and you're already like 44 episodes in.
that's good.
I've done my job.
You certainly have.
I've trimmed the show so hard. Some may argue you're trimming too much, and I'm like, I don't care because episode of East Blue literally sums up most of the important stuff. You don't care about it. That's why I recommend watching up to episode 8 because that's literally episode 8 and Gaimon episode 18. Only episodes that matter outside of episode East Blue. That's it.
Yeah, I mean,
My
I'll definitely, I'll need you to, text this to me. But,
super.
yeah, I think probably pretty soon. I don't know for next week, but, yeah, I think I might start to jump into that, uh, very, very slowly. But, yeah.
After that, it's hard because like One Piece isn't updated with that far. You know what I'm saying? Like they
Mhm.
literally, I can say again, a third of the show and on, so good. They already have that completed for the most part,
Yeah, that's good.
except for that one tiny arc. Can you imagine that like 66% of the show they're already done with?
That's
I'll
a
actually sum it up. I'll sum it up. 70 or maybe 75% of the show they're already done with because they even got stuff in the beginning that I'm not counting.
mhm.
So 75% of the show they're like, One
Did it.
Piece is great, dude.
Yeah,
I think by the end of this year, maybe this One Piece could be completed, or maybe
probably.
even next year going into it. But
Mhm.
yeah, this is something that like this can be done, you know, relatively in relative time. And then I'd be like, then at that point I'd be like, if you want to watch One Piece, watch One Piece because it's just so cut,
Mm,
saves time. That's it. That's
yeah,
all I gotta say
I'm
on One
down.
Piece.
Yeah. Well,
I think I went too hard by
you
saying the
are
same thing
no, no,
over and
it's
over
all
again.
good. It's all good. You are definitely the person to get One Piece uh advice, knowledge from, you know?
And I'm not even like the best One Piece person. It's just that like I've just watched the series. Like there's better people than me. If anyone knows the Reddit, I mean, there's people who know way more about everything.
Yeah,
I just
sure.
have like, I don't reread the manga, which is some people may be like, "Wow, what's wrong with you?" I'm like, "It's a long manga, dude. Like, give me
Yeah,
credit."
that's kinda hardcore.
It's like, come on, guys. I have my favorite parts and stuff. I forget stuff all the time. But
Mhm.
then, as my brother pointed out, sometimes you'd be like, "Yo, Ray, what's that character in One Piece that's like whatever doing this?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's that guy." Then it's like this memory that's in the bank, dude. And then if I'm actually thinking about a One Piece character, I'll be like, I don't know what their name is.
Oh, sure, yeah.
It's like in the back of my head where I'm like, oh, that character's this guy. But then he asked me like 2 days later. He's like, what was that character you said that was? And I was like,
Ah, I see.
like, you got me at the wrong time, buddy. It's fun. Now, pros and cons of One Piece, real quick.
Sure.
Pros: great world, great world. World's great. Has a really interesting story. Two: unique powers, unique situations, unique places they go to. Always good. Three: has humor. Funny. It tries to be funny when it can, and it displays it passionately. Four: decent action sequences. It's a shonen. You can expect it. Nothing, anything special. Fights are, some fights are really good. Some fights are like, basic. But as the show goes on, like, Oda and the manga, Oda knows exactly what to pick. And there's deep lore. That's five. Deep lore. Anyone who's interested in deep lore, that's what there's in there. There's deep lore in One Piece for no reason. But like, you could be digging for it and it's there, or like, it's just there, dude.
Mhm.
Also, if you like pirates, I mean, it's a plus.
I mean, yeah.
Plus, we got
Johnny
pirates.
Johnny Depp, you know?
Also, because you said that, Pirates of the Caribbean, one of the best movies of all time.
Yeah?
The first one.
Okay.
I'll live by that.
You'll live by that? You won't die by that?
I die by it too.
Oh, both. You'll have
It's just so
to
good.
we'll have to do Pirates 1 rewatch then.
I'll do a rewatch, dude.
See if
You
it's
think
as good as
I
it
do
is.
not hesitate. I'll do a rewatch right now, dude. After we're done with the podcast,
Right
I'll
now?
watch it. I'll call my brother and be like, "Yo, we're rewatching Pirates One." He's like, "Yo, really?" I'll be like, "Yeah, man, we're rewatching Pirates One."
We'll
Pirates One
do
is so
Pirate
good,
we'll
especially when
do
you realize in Pirates One. Let me hit you this:
mhm.
the main character is actually Elizabeth.
I haven't seen Pirates 1 in a long time, I don't know.
Yeah, but you know the characters. The main character is Elizabeth.
Yeah, yeah, I know her.
Like you think about the entire movie, you're like, oh man, like Jack Sparrow or like Orlando Bloom, like they're like the Orlando Bloom character, Will Turner. You think they're the main characters, right? As you're going to it, that's not true. The main character is Elizabeth every time. Like when you watch the movie, you'll understand that the main character is Elizabeth as you get through it.
Yeah. I'll definitely keep an eye out. We'll do Pirates 1 and then Weathering with you, 2 pretty much, same movie for the most part, right?
They're the same movie, 100%. Dude.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Definitely not like. I think Weathering with You may be another tearjerker movie. We've done a lot of we do the second tearjerker. We can do it again. That's fine. We'll do it
Yeah,
again.
we can do it.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
Uh,
Tearjerker in quotation marks because I don't cry in these movies for the most part. But like I understand the emotion behind it. It's like a different thing.
yeah,
Where
yeah,
like
no, I get it. Yeah.
where like I saw my voice hit me hard. Where I was like
Oh, yeah,
that
definitely.
feels it feels
Mhm.
it feels real hard. Like I can have the empathy and like sympathy for the character. Where I'm like I understand what you're going through. Somewhat not like the bullying more like I should say.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. I don't say like yeah I understand you because I'm also deaf. No.
'Cause yeah, 'cause also
I too am also deaf. No. Weird
yeah,
camera jerk because I'm moving my knees.
no, it's fine. Uh, yeah, right, I think that's probably it.
I should try
Probably
to
the
do
end.
Space Force as well.
Oh, yes, you should do
That-
Space Force. You have to
Because
watch all of it by next week, but yeah, try
I'll
to
try
watch
to
a
watch
few
as much,
episodes.
man. I'll try to watch as much.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna do pilot. I'll say that.
Yeah,
But I'll
yeah,
let
yeah,
you know.
sure. Mm,
Pilot.
uh,
If I get halfway, I think I'll do like maybe like I'll try to do maybe an episode a day because breaking it up is pretty good.
Sure, yeah.
I'll also say today I caught up on Kaguya, so don't know how far you are in it. You're watching season 2.
In what? What?
Kaguya. Kaguya season 2.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Love is War. I caught up in that
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, I'll also, I might make that the next, one I binge, is finishing season 1 and then try to get season 2 in.
Season 2 is pretty good right now. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah,
Manga
sure.
is pretty good. The show, the way it does it, I'll say this: the show takes basically chapters 1 to 45. Every 45 chapters it goes through. Okay,
Mm,
so you could assume how it's going to go for every season. The 45th chapter is always usually going to be the last episode.
okay.
So like that's how it's going to be with arcs. So like chapters like season 1, chapters 1 to 45. Okay, season 2, you're going to say 45 to 90. That's like you kind of get your goals right there.
Mhm.
Like that's what. So what Kaguya is going to get. It's going to get in season 3. Let's not lie about it. Unless the
Oh, yeah,
creator's
I'm
like
sure,
no.
yeah.
But it's so popular, it's going to hit season 3, and it's doing so well for itself. When it gets to season 3, it's going to be hitting like 90 to 135.
Mhm,
That's going to be the next arc,
yeah.
because every 45 chapters, it's something the author has like his idea behind it is like the big moment.
That's cool. Yeah, I like that, like, section it off, you know?
So every 45 chapters, like this is a big moment. You got to remember this. So like,
Mm.
I don't know. Did you finish season 1 or no?
No, I did, like, most of it. I don't know why I
Okay.
stopped. Yeah.
Like when you finish season 1, you'll talk about it and be like, that's why that's the 45th episode. It makes sense.
Yeah,
Whatever.
definitely.
And then like if you do season 2, I can explain this to the 90th, and then you obviously when you watch it, you'll understand why certain ones are the special episode. Like why this is like specifically this chapter was chapter 45, or specifically why this is the finale, is written that way on purpose. He's like, this is the big moment that defines this arc,
Mhm,
because it's all like that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's some big brain idea he had. I don't know.
Yeah, so for next time, I'll try to do that. I'll try to at least finish season 1. I don't know, I don't remember how far I am. We got Space Force, try to
This
watch as
is
much as you
why I watch
can.
episodes on 4 times speed when I'm trying to catch up on stuff I already watched.
That's a good plan. And then, we'll do Weathering with You, and quite possibly, we'll do Pirates 1. Do you remember how long Pirates 1 is? Is that, like, a super long movie?
I don't think it's that long. I think it's like 145 maybe.
Okay, well, that's not bad.
Pirates.
If it's under
I'm just
2 hours,
thinking.
then that's not bad. And then I'll also try to finish JoJo's, try to get as close as I can. Um, yeah, I think it's a pretty good, lineup for
I want to see
next
the
next
length of the
week.
movie.
Runtime.
We'll just put
Minutes
runtime
that I
next
will
to it.
never get back.
Runtime. Oh, it actually is kind of long. 2 hours 23.
Oh my
But I mean, it's 2 hours and 23 minutes of action-packed
of
fun.
pure gold.
It is. It is pure gold. At least my personal opinion.
Okay. Yeah,
I
well,
I think of it pretty highly, to be honest.
I have no opinion of it, way the other way or the other, so this will be interesting, you know? Uh, so yeah, right, you have any last second, you
I already did
wanna
my bit. I mean, the
yeah,
Wikipedia
you
bit. I
did,
don't. I
yeah,
don't have anything else to
yeah,
really fit in. Like
yeah.
a fun bit.
Wolves, they're gray, yeah,
They're cool, dude. Direwolves and all that stuff.
right.
I guess the only thing I've done recently is like recently I've been playing Bloons Tower Defense 6.
Oh, nice. Bringing
I
that back.
mean, like back into it. There's a new update, 18.1, dude. They added the Admiral for the submarines. First water hero. So we're like, hey, water buffs. Hey, submarines and boats are super OP now. I haven't bought
Okay,
her yet, so actually I don't know. Everyone's like, oh, she's so good, and I'm like, I don't have her yet, guys. Stop. That's
okay.
me. But that's about it.
So, to end it off, right, I just want you to answer the question, right, and I'll end it right as you answer it, right? What is what is the best iteration? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's the best one?
Of what? JoJo's?
No, of Bloons.
Of Bloons? Okay,
Yeah,
Bloons are gonna hit real quick. Bloons 1 through 2, original, but like nothing good. 3 was the beginning of it all. 3 was like, okay, this is like when we're starting into it.
yep,
4 was like, a little like because 4 came out right after 3. I think it was like a month or two. At least when I started playing 3. Let me hit you with that. 4 was like, okay. 5 was like, wow, you're really blown out of the park with this one. Now, 5 is like the superior version to 4 on every circumstance except for the fact 4 has the Jedi Master Monkey.
It does, yeah.
and they didn't put it back for 5 for copyright.
Mm.
So I'm like, no Jedi Master Monkey, dude. Sucks to be 5. Anyway, 5, wonderful in every way. It's so good. There's like multiplayer in it, Odyssey mode, so like you can do like your own challenges or whatever. 5 also has split off Monkey City, which is like a different game mode as well. So Monkey City is similar to 5 in the fact that like you build your city up and there's certain buildings that you're building at first to get monkeys. So you have a limited pool that what you can pick from.
Oh, that's
So I
cool.
only recommend Monkey City to people who have played 5 before because they'll appreciate Monkey City more where it's like, okay, you're building these buildings because you like using these monkeys in maps. Or like this is what your playstyle's like. You know what I mean? That's
Mhm.
what I think. There's people who fiend on like that specifically. But 5 is more standard. Monkey City is like you build these buildings for a certain way to play the game to progress. You start with this set and then you work your way towards whatever you want to pick, which is fine. 6 is turning it on its head now, where I believe every tower is good at least somehow. I don't think there's any bad tower in 6. 6 also, instead of having 2 paths, there's 3 paths for towers now. So you get an extra option there to
Oh, that's
slide
cool.
in that you may like. And there's a lot of, like, each tower is, like, sort of OP. I don't know if there's any bad towers now, but I know there's, like, weaker towers in, like, standard gameplay versus free play. Because free play, you can play infinitely, versus standard play, you're hitting, like, certain rounds, either 40, 60, 80, or 100 for standard play.
Cool.
6 is hitting on the approach of becoming top tier. 5 right now is a more complete game. There's more maps or whatever. So people want variety right now. It's 5 is like where you're going to go. But
Okay.
6 has more complex gameplay in terms of there's more options for towers and the fact that the difficulty is already built in, the harder modes, and like they're pretty good. Uh, 6 is just missing a little bit to push it over the top on 5. I think within the next updates, update 19 and update 20, it's going to be pushing it above.
Okay.
That is my briefness on BTD6 and
Nice.
BTD schedule.